Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first semifinal in the Winter 2025 Battle Court season. Tonight's game day will be played between the Warriors and the Fireballs. Let's begin with player introductions for tonight's game day. We'll be introducing first the away team, the Warriors. Out first from Miami, Florida, number 1, Correa. From Brooklyn, New York, number 4, Bradley. From Marquina in the Basque Country, number 16, Julian. From Tijuana, Mexico, number 60, Manny. From Marquina in the Basque Country, number 66, Alex. And the captain from New Haven, Connecticut, number 13, Douglas. And now the home team, the Fireballs. From Miami, Florida, number 8, Jedin. From Miami, Florida, number 48, Cabrera. From Manila in the Philippines, number 12, Ron. From Bidar, France, number 28, Lalou. From Saint-Palais, France, number 21, Urrutia. And the captain from Mutriku in the Basque Country, number 87, Arat. And with that, the players salute you, the fans, and we are ready to begin tonight's semifinal. And with the introductions aside, I want to welcome everybody into a special edition of the Winter 2025 Battle Court season. That's right, we've reached the playoffs. I am Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you tonight's matchup between the number 4 seeded Warriors and the number 1 seeded Fireballs. How you doing tonight, Stu?
Excited to be in the Battle Court playoffs. And we should point out that Ron wasn't just lollygaggling out there. We saw Ron go down with an injury, and we're glad that he's walking unassisted.
Yes, Fireballs will be shorthanded tonight. Cabrera will fill in for a few. But again, a reminder for folks, this is a best of 7, so the first team to win 4 matches will claim their spot in the final. All 6 doubles teams on the slate, and if we need a 7th tie-breaking match, that was chosen by the Fireballs as the higher-seeded team in the regular season, and that will be Division 6 doubles, Correa and Bradley against Jedin and Cabrera. That's only if we need it in a 3-3 tie. Let's begin here with Alex and Bradley and Lalou and Cabrera, Division 4 doubles to begin this first semifinal.
Alex serves, we begin. Here's the backhand by Cabrera. Alex from the 8 line to the inside. Bragley makes a fine scoop on the forehand, low and hard to the inside. Cabrera's there. Low runner. Stopped on the forehand of Bragley. Long carom will score from the forehand of Bragley. Warriors on the board first in our first playoff.
Well, the Warriors were down a few weeks ago, but not totally out. Picked up their first game day win back on March 24th. In their final 4 game days, they went 3-0-1, just claiming the final spot here in the number 4 seed.
Cabrera gets in there, makes the catch. Robote not coming out. We're all tied up 1-1. Lalu will have the serve for the Fireballs.
And one of the biggest catalysts for this terrific stretch of play has been Alex. I mean, in both divisions of doubles, here with Bradley, with Manny in Division 3, and also in singles. But Alex has really stepped up his play as of late, and again, he's been hotter than just about anybody in the Fronton.
No question about it. When he turned it on a few weeks ago, basically when it seemed like he got used to the court.
When Alex started playing well, the Warriors really started playing their best Jai-Alai.
Split placement off the serve will score for Alex. Warriors have 2 points and the serve.
And the 2 matchups in the regular season both went the way of the Fireballs, but they were played before the Warriors went on their great run. It was back on January 20th, the first matchup, and the other one was on March 11th. Lalu and Cabrera won both in 3 sets. But as we're saying, this is a different Alex and a different Alex and Bradley team.
Fault under serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. The second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Cabrera, backhand 2-all. That drops in and scores. We're all tied up 2-2. Lalu will have the serve for the Fireballs.
And look, we do joke around a lot about the backhand 2-all, but it is an effective shot, and it's going to keep Alex honest defensively in a matchup like this. You know, Lalu doesn't throw a ton of shots, and Alex has been extremely aggressive and at times overly aggressive. I mean, that's 2 shuffle steps to the inside before he recognizes it, scores easily.
This ball is tipped by Bragley off the forehand. That's a 3rd point for Lalu and Cabrera. Lalu serves.
In addition to what he does offensively, Cabrera has been maybe one of the MVPs in all of Battle Court this season. As a Division 5 player, he catches in the top 5 of anybody in Battle Court. Again, he does play in Division 4 and Division 6, but still, Cabrera, even when he's tested, he makes a ton of tough catches that nobody else does.
Ball tipped back at the 12 line. 4 points for Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu has the serve.
Lalu, one of the most powerful serves in all of Battle Court. One of the newest players on the roster, Stu. When he came in, we didn't really know he was going to have that cannon of a right side. And that was surely
and on the backhand as well.
Yeah, unexpected from both, but it's a real weapon in this matchup.
Alex picks the serve, fires it inside. What a scoop by Cabrera. Bragley makes the catch. Big right side. Caught beautifully by Cabrera. Backhand to the inside. Alex is there. Lalu comes cross court. Backhand from the 8 line. Cortada, 2 players there. It will score. 3 points for Alex and Bragley of the Warriors. Alex serves.
Look, that Cortada's been awfully effective for Alex the last few weeks as well.
Very much so.
Probably better with his right side compared to his costado, and that Cortada's been maybe his best weapon. Perfectly done there, crossing the wall.
There's a backhand by Cabrera. Robote. Alex calls for the Robote, puts it inside. Lalu is there. Backhand from the 7 line. Along the wall. That's a Robote save. Lalu has it on the right side. Powerful forehand. Will score. 5 points and possible set point here for Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Well, gets another opportunity with that powerful right side, and he just crushes this ball, throws it about as hard as he can. Threw it at a downward angle as well, and it dropped right between Alex and Bradley, and I don't think either of them had a chance either.
There's not much to work with once it was in the vicinity of the sag wall, and you're trying to catch it down that low. Very tough to do. Bragley from the forehand, high and hard. Ball tipped off the scoop attempt in the corner. That's a 4th point for Alex and Bragley of the Warriors. Alex serves.
Like a catch like that is a perfect example of the value that Cabrera brings. I mean, that's a tough ball. It's kicking up deep into the backcourt there. That's one you expect, like a Rotz, Manu, those one-level type of players to make that catch. Benny, any of the top backcourters.
It's a good comparison.
Cabrera, as a Division V player, brings you that same type of play.
Fault, underserve. Battle Court rules allow for a second serve. Second serve must be good. The good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
Again, pretty simply what we're saying is that he makes a lot of tough catches that most players in his division really don't. Not on a consistent basis.
Cabrera gets in there to make the catch. Here's the backhand. Alex midcourt on the right side. Cabrera from the 9 line. Backhand. Bradley, big backhand from the 11. Cabrera's there. Cabrera goes deep. Rebote, left side by Alex. Taken on the bounce by Lalou. Lalou right back to the inside, and Alex is there with a bit of a leap. Here's Bradley from the 13. What a catch by Cabrera. Alex back at the 9. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote coming out. Great catch by Bradley off the bounce deep in the backcourt, and Cabrera's there, calls for it. Alex now from the backhand. Beautiful catch by Cabrera. Backhand to the outside, hit the overhead screen. That is out of play. We are at 5-5. This is set point. The unforced error.
Again, live by the sword, die by the sword. And Cabrera, it's worked out a lot for him this season. That one, I mean, throwing it high, touching the overhead screen, a little unexpected. 5-5, this is it, first set.
Cabrera on the backhand, low and hard. That's scooped up by Alex. Beautiful catch by Cabrera. Cabrera, backhand from the 10 line. To the corner, Bradley's there. Alex sets, backhand from the 9. Lalou with a hop. Difficult catch on the wall. Hard backhand. Bote's dying. Alex makes the save. Cabrera calls for it. Beautiful catch by Alex back at the 10 line. This one goes wall to wall, out to the Rebote. Lalou for the forehand. Rebote to the corner it goes. Bradley makes the catch. There's the backhand by Cabrera. Lalou makes the stop outside. Powerful throw. We're going to cross the wall and score. Point and set for Lalou and Cabrera. They take the first set 6-5. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Play our next set.
Yeah, a little conversation between Lalou and Cabrera after the set. Lalou, the initiator of that conversation, certainly talking about some strategy there. But, hey, well-played set. There was a backhand 2-all late on that 5-5 point that was close to the boundary. Again, if it's close, you got to go for it, especially in a situation like that. And then worst case scenario, I mean, you make the catch on the right side. Lalou's got a powerful right, and he expects to score, and he did.
You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Fronton in Miami, Florida. The first of 2 semifinals to be played this weekend. That's right, don't forget, we'll be playing on Sunday at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. start. That will be Devils and Renegades. Same format, best of 7. First team to 4 will advance to the championship. Backhand 2-all there by Cabrera. Yeah, scoring easily. And then, it's easy to score the first one. I guess easier. And then Alex certainly more aware of it now.
It's really one of those things where your opponents get lulled into moving a particular direction when they see it. So it's
just the rhythm of the point.
There is a keeping them honest quality to it.
Yeah.
But when you start flirting with the overhead screen or the outside boundary, or they've caught on and they're catching it in the air, like for instance, if what's its name? If shirts were reversed and you give that ball to Lalou on his forehand at the 5 line on the outside, he's going to punish you with it. So,
and it doesn't get much tougher than Alex in Division 4 in the front court. So for both of these fireballs, it's about the toughest matchup you're going to see. A few missed serves by Bradley, and then that last throw, I mean, not fair to say that was his fault at all. I mean, that one kicked up and right into his back, but still, he's been great the last month of this season, along with many of the Warriors, so expect him to rebound here in set number 2. Let's run you down the slate here of the night, though, before we begin set number 2. So we're beginning with Division 4 doubles. Then up next will be Division 1. That's Douglas and Manny against Urrutia and Arats. Then we'll go to Correa and Julian against Jedden and Cabrera. Again, Cabrera will be subbing for Ron in both of Ron's scheduled matches. That is the first in Division 5 doubles. Then we'll go to Alex and Manny against Urrutia and Cabrera, Division 3 doubles. Then Division 2 with Douglas and Julian against Lalu and Arats. And we close it out, Division 6, Correa and Bradley against Jedden and Cabrera. Then, if we need a tiebreaker, it will be Correa and Bradley against Jedden and Cabrera once again.
Our second set has begun. Rebote by Alex. Here's the backhand. Rebote left side again by Alex. Lalu moves in. Powerful, powerful forehand. Alex on the rebote to the inside. Alex goes deep from the left side. Wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Powerful forehand rebote played by Lalu. Cabrera high on the left side. Backhand 2-all. Lands in and scores. First point of the second set goes to Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
And I like the timing of it, too, because the Warriors are thinking we have a clean slate. It's 0-0. Let's start off aggressive, get back to our game, and let's get this first point. Cabrera's countering with the backhand 2-all, which we talked about. Again, keeps him honest, and he was caught flat-footed again and going the other way.
Bradley from the forehand. High to the inside. That ball went off the tip of Cabrera's cesta. First point in the second set. Second point in the second set, rather. For Alex and Bradley of the Warriors. Alex serves.
As great as Cabrera's catching is, that right side is really not one of his better sides. He drops a number of balls, and his catching rate drops nearly 10% left compared to right. So let that one go, and Lalu can certainly play that rebote.
There's the backhand by Cabrera. Cabrera again, hard to the inside. Rebote coming out. Ball tipped at the side wall in the backcourt. 2 points for Alex and Bradley of the Warriors. Alex serves.
Great response here. I mean, got caught with the backhand 2-all, but after that, 2 straight points. Alex is getting back there quickly and looking to begin.
Here's a backhand by Cabrera to the inside. Bradley is there. Lalu on the backhand. Bradley from the 11. Rebote coming right up the middle. Lalu hard to the inside. Bradley's there up high. That one's dropping. Saved. Caught by Alex. Alex, split placement, read and stopped. Cortada is stopped by Alex. The low runner is scooped in a beautiful catch by Cabrera. Rebote by Alex. Cabrera, backhand. Bradley goes hard to the inside. Cabrera's there again. Rebote. That one's dying. Alex saves it. Lalu on the right side. Powerful forehand cut off in the air by Alex. Rebote forehand again. Bradley reaching in, makes a great catch behind the 12 line. Cabrera. Ball tipped by Alex in the front court. We're all tied up. 2-2 in the second set. Lalu serves for the Fireballs.
And after a couple misses by Cabrera, I mean, missed, what, 2 or 3 balls, which is more than he's missed most of the matches this season. He gets right back with a tremendous point, scoops one up, defends the split placement. It's easy, again, to score the first shot. The first splitter is easy. Then defense starts to make the adjustment. That's what you see Cabrera do there. He gets his team a much-needed point, ties it up.
Powerful serve by Lalu. Rebote left side, very much to the inside. Big bounce brought down by Bradley. Lalu, backhand from the 7. Rebote to the inside. Alex is there. Lalu, backhand to Bradley. That ball's on the wall. Cabrera gets to the wall, makes the catch. Hard throw, stopped in the backcourt by Cabrera.
Oh, boy.
Alex has a tip ball at the 8 line. That is a 3rd point for Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Again, you don't mind the miss if you're the Warriors. It's just one that Alex has to catch. You know, he's been doing it the last month or so when he's been on this great stretch. That's a play he's made, and he's been killing it a little more effectively. But this Fireballs team, they catch so well that you got to beat them with the costada. You're not going to get easy plays with the right side.
Beautiful catch by Cabrera. Backhand to the corner. Out to the rebote. Rebote dropping is saved by Lalu. Big bounce. Brought in at the 11 line. Beautiful catch again by Cabrera. This backhand will clear. Wall to wall from the left side. Cabrera, right back to the corner. Rebote. Caught by Lalu. Lalu hard to the inside. Bragley with a tremendous catch on the 9 line. Catch by Cabrera. Low runner to the inside. Bragley again. Backhand. Another fine catch by Bragley on the left side. Cabrera now from the 10. Low runner. Lighter touch. Bragley on the forehand. Long carom, stopped by Lalu. Carom by Lalu is out.
It's out. Wow.
They're all tied up 3-3 in the 2nd set. Alex serves for the Warriors.
Look, it's a bold attempt, but usually players are a little closer to the front wall when they go for this carom from the outside. See how much time Alex has to react? Lalu recognizes it, and I think that's why he pushed it close to the boundary and ultimately out of play. I mean, you're up at the 4 line, you can throw that carom from the outside. You're back at the 9 line, it's increasingly more difficult to score. And Alex is quick.
Excellent serve by Alex. Stopped and returned by Cabrera. Cabrera calls for the catch. Here's the backhand from the 10 line. Lalu on the left side. Backhand. That took off and hit the overhead screen. That's a 4th point for Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
And that rebote just escaping out of Alex's cesta because it was thrown so hard by Lalu. It came shooting off the back wall and just didn't time it up quite right. Sent it a little higher and ultimately out of play.
Big right side by Bragley. Rebote. Left side by Lalu to the inside. Away from Alex to the forehand of Bragley. Cabrera on the catch. Backhand. Rebote for the big bounce brought down by Cabrera on the forehand. Alex is there. Split placement will score. 4-4 is the score. Alex has the serve for the Warriors.
Well, another split placement right here. I mean, it looks a little awkward. Alex is off his footing. Looks like he's going to drop it inside. Just kind of clips the side wall, and it works out for him. It's so hard to react as the front quarter. You know, it looks like it's going to clip the wall. You got to get out there. And, oh, now an outside serve.
The outside serve by Cabrera. He plays it high to keep it in play. Good catch up high by Bragley. Good catch down low by Cabrera. Backhand to the inside. Rebote for Alex. What a catch by Lalu. That ball was coming off the side wall right into the cesta. Rebote left side. Alex attacks, has it in the air. Drop shot will score. That is 5 points for Alex and Bragley of the Warriors. Possible set point.
Well, you see Cabrera, he's starting to move up. Then he stops right as Alex is about to make the throw. If you're running up for the drop shot, I mean, you got to just commit to it, move up a little further. If he blasts it inside, you're going to have to make a tough catch. And this is in a 2nd set, too, so that ball's still bouncing a little bit. And Alex still able to get one in.
Here's the backhand by Cabrera to the inside. Low to the back wall, out to the rebote. Beautiful catch by Cabrera off the wall. Alex is there. Backhand from the 8. Right to the corner. Robote saved by Lalu inside, and Bragley has the catch. Here's a backhand by Cabrera. To the corner it goes, out to the Robote. Ball tipped in the corner. It is 5-5, so this is possible set point for the Warriors. Possible match point for the Fireballs.
And this point basically sets up the Fireballs' night because Cabrera's playing 4 matches. He's already gassed. I mean, if they have to go into a third set, you don't know how this match is going to fare, and then he's got to play 3 more. If you win this point, you end it in 2, and then he goes out there, has a little time to rest. This is a big one.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
Again, Alex and Bradley played a little bit better. I mean, momentum, in my opinion, shifted a little bit towards the Warriors. So if you can escape here, keep Cabrera in 2 sets, give him some rest, it will be best. Oh, my.
Double fault. Loss of point. Alex and Bragley take the set. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back and play our third and final set in just 2 minutes. Unforced errors making their way into the match. It happens.
Yeah, certainly does. And wow, what an inopportune time for the double fault. 6-5. Alex and Bradley take this into a third set. Take a look at some replays.
Beautiful concentration by Alex, focused on the ball. Split placement. Right between them, perfect.
On a line. It's so, again, it's hard to commit when it's thrown to the corner. You don't really know, and then drop shot there. It's dead by the, it's dead by the 6 line, you know. But Cabrera, we said, and you can see there, I mean, he's sweating a bit. He looks tired. And more in the swing, too, with some of the backhands. He's giving it a little extra. He's really trying to lift it into the backcourt. And, I mean, you're seeing that in the second set. Now you're going into set 3, and this guy's playing 3 more matches, including a back-to-back and a chance to play back-to-back matches if we have to go to a tiebreaker, too. With the Warriors, though, side's looking good. Alex and Bradley, as they have done the last month, get that much-needed point, get the set, and set up this third one. See, there's Urrutia with Cabrera. So Cabrera playing in this first match here, subbing for Ron in Division 3 and Division 5 doubles. So he'll be going back-to-back in our third and fourth matches. Those will for sure be played. So we know Cabrera will be playing at least 3.
Got about 10 seconds to go before we begin our next set, the third and final set. Still back here in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage.
Yeah, see there, Lalu. See if he can step up in this third set. Be not poor. His catching has been really solid, actually. I mean, better than it's been most of the season. But I mean, that carom he threw wide. 5-5, the double fault just really can't happen. So see how they respond here. Set 3. Ready to begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our third and final set. First team that reached 6 points will win this match. Lalu has a serve for the Fireballs.
In that first set, there was a string of serves, about 2 or 3 in a row from Lalu. So see if he can get that going here in this third set. Fast ball, about as fast as it's going to be.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. The good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
Now it's 3 in a row.
That one's a little more powerful than the other one.
That one looked like it escaped a bit. I mean, that was well over. So let's see where this fourth serve goes. But across the wall, that one's good.
Bragley makes the catch. Forehand to the inside. Lalu calls for the ball, plays it inside. Bragley on the right side from the 12 line. Cabrera on the backhand. Ball dropped in the backcourt. That's a point for Lalu and Cabrera. Lalu serves.
Bradley really picked it up in set 2 as well. I mean, he was
Absolutely.
a couple of long rallies in there. He was standing in 3-4 catches in a row. He's got to do that again here in set 3. Not a great start, but a great catch there.
Cabrera on the forehand. Looks to pass. He does. Here's the rebote. Beautiful catch by Cabrera at the 11 line. Powerful Costello right up the middle. Caught on the forehand of Bradley. Beautiful catch. Great catch by Cabrera. Low backhand. Here's Bradley from the 12 line. Cabrera to the inside. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, played by Alex. Lalu moves in. Powerful backhand going wall to wall and out to the rebote at the 5 line. Fired from the forehand of Alex. Alex back in there to make the catch. Lalu, great grab. Outside placement, stopped by Alex. Alex powerfully from the forehand, passing to the inside and scoring. 1-1. Alex serves for the Warriors.
Right idea, just poor execution, and he telegraphed the throw on top of it. Now it's got to be, you want it to be opening up away from the player, but Alex stops it easily, and then kind of an in-betweener here on this forehand. Cabrera doesn't know whether to go for it in the air. Well, can't really get to it in the air. So tries to play the rebote, and then it's just dead. Hits the floor off the back wall.
We're all tied up at 1-1. Alex serves. Outside serve, stopped on the forehand. Ball thrown low. Bradley reads it, returns it. Rebote to the inside, hard throw. What a catch by Bradley. Lalu's there, backhand. Another fine catch by Bradley. Backhand to the outside. Lalu on the rebote to the inside, and another fine catch by Bradley. Big backhand follows. Cabrera midcourt, backhand. Low and hard to the inside, to the corner. Alex called for it. It was coming low. He made the play. Backhand 2-all. Alex stops this one. Hard throw, caught and returned by Cabrera. Alex calls for it again. Lalu attacks, catches it low on the right side, blasts it back. Bradley stops it deep in the backcourt. Lalu stops it again at the 7 line. Rebote save, big bounce. Brought down by Cabrera. Cabrera now from the 11 line to the inside. Rebote, forehand, low and hard. Here's Cabrera again from the 10 line. Bradley on the forehand from the 12. Caught in the air by Lalu. Lalu with a powerful backhand. Caught by Bradley on the forehand. Karam lands in and scores. Beautifully thrown by Bradley. 2 points for Alex and Bradley of the Warriors. Alex has a serve.
Might be the best point Bradley's played in his Battle Court career and highlight career. I mean, he makes about 6 or 7 tough catches. And then the Karam to boot. I mean, shoots it from the inside. A lot of power opens up, and Lalu, nowhere to be found there. What a throw, what a point.
Cabrera from the 11 line, off the serve of Alex. Rebote's up. Forehand rebote by Alex. Scooped up by Cabrera. Lalu takes this one in the air. Hard throw to the inside. Bradley stops the ball in the backcourt. Cabrera gets in there. Cabrera again from the 10 line. Back to the inside. Lalu cross court, takes it in the air, backhand from the 7. Alex is there. Cabrera on the left side, front quarters to the outside. Here's the backhand. Alex back at the 9 line, backhand. Rebote by Lalu to the forehand of Alex. Cortada by Alex is stopped and returned by Cabrera. Bragley, what a catch at the back wall.
It's a tough one.
What a catch again by Bragley, this time at the sidewall. Cabrera up high, backhand from the 11. Lalu from the forehand to the inside, and Bragley's there. Interference has been ruled. The point will be replayed.
Yeah, just going to be interference as Bradley got in the way on the throw. Put that up and replay the point. Take a look here. Yeah, as Cabrera goes to throw, he steps into it. There's no contact, with the basket or anything, so it's not enhanced interference, just an interference, and redo it.
Fault underserved. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Well. Double fault.
Wow.
We're
Right
tied
back.
up. 2-2. Lalu serves for the Fireballs.
Well, now each team with 1 double fault here. Alex gives one back here in the 3rd set. Enter Lalu did it to end set 2. Yeah, this might be the time if you're Cabrera to look for the backhand 2-all. Alex is going to be aggressive after the double fault.
Forehand by Bragley to the inside. Lalu, Rebote left side, high and inside. Beautifully thrown.
Oh.
What a catch by Bragley at the 13. Big backhand. Rebote not coming out. 3rd point for Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
This match has been a lot different than the last few that Alex and Bradley have played this season. It's been like 80% Alex up there in the front court. This match has been a little more even, and Bradley's keeping him in it. And that one is tough. It just kind of drops into the Chula there and dies. No chance for Alex to save that Rebote. But again, all in all, you'd say pretty positive day and a really good one for Bradley. See if they can close it out, though.
Bragley on the catch. High and hard that goes, but it touches the overhead screen, which is out of play. 4 points for Lalu and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Lalu serves. A lead, but still a dangerous lead.
Yeah,
we
nothing's
probably
comfortable.
A couple times a week.
Yeah, you already got 2, so even if it gets to 5-2, we've seen comeback. We've seen 5-0 comeback.
5-0 comebacks, absolutely.
And here in the playoffs, nothing's going to come easy.
Bragley on the forehand. Rebote left side by Lalu to the inside. Bragley's there. Low runner to the inside. Bragley to the inside. One-handed grab on the backhand.
Grab.
Little wonky bounce, and Lalu is there. Rebote forehand. Drop shot. Caught by
2 bounces.
2 bounces ruled before the catch was made. 5 points for Lalu and Cabrera. This is possible match point.
I'll tell you what, Lalu kind of did like a no-look here, just kind of flicked it up. He certainly hooked it, but again, it works out well, and you're going to see, just got the second bounce.
Right at the tip.
It bounced right into the cesta, actually.
Absolutely bounced in, and both judges held up 2 fingers.
That was a good call, and a big one. Now gives the Fireballs a few opportunities to close out the match.
Rebote left side for the big bounce by Lalu. Bragley is there. Bragley from the forehand. Rebote left side by Alex. Lalu attacks, winds up. Powerful Costello is scooped by Bragley. Great catch by Cabrera. Bragley for the 10. Big backhand by Lalu. Rebote coming out. Alex is on it. Catch by Cabrera. Backhand 2-0 by Cabrera is out.
He had him, but he pushed it wide.
3 points for Alex and Bragley of the Warriors. Alex will have the serve.
I mean, he probably loved it when he threw it, but it's a hot ball here in a third set. It's just going to kick up and out. Oh, boy, that was close. And Lalou's coming up to tell him, we don't need that.
Not a problem, but we don't really, yeah. You're absolutely right.
Again, I wouldn't totally go back and say that, because now if, you know, Alex might say, well, I guess I don't really have to defend the backhand 2-0 anymore. But, again, it could be a little gamesmanship here. You never know.
What a serve and what a catch. Alex on the forehand from the 8 line. Going hard again. Cabrera with a fine catch to the left side of Alex. Alex powerfully. What a catch by Cabrera. Backhand to the outside. Alex calls for it. Rebote. Scoop by Cabrera. Backhand to the inside, all the way to the inside. Rebote dropping. Saved by Alex. Lalou gets in there. Backhand from the 7. Hard to the inside. Rebote dropping. Alex makes the save. Catch by Lalou. Powerful backhand by Lalou will score. Point set in a hard-fought match for Lalou and Cabrera. The Fireballs winning it in the third set, 6-3.
And just a great match to start off tonight's semifinal. The Fireballs on the board first, Lalou and Cabrera. Boy, what a team they turned out to be. The end of the regular season, these guys won 6 in a row, and now 7 with that semifinal victory over the hot Alex and Bradley. Coming up next, Douglas and Manny take on Arruti and Arats Division I doubles.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink, because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Take a look at that game day score. First win up on the board for the Fireballs. Again, it is a best of 7, so the first team to win 4 matches will win the game day, and at that point, we're done. So we won't play all the matches if we have less, if one team gets to 4. We have Lalou over in the DraftKings Players Cage, ready to go. There he is, Lalou. Let Cabrera get some rest before his next match. You guys were 2-2 through your first 4 matches. Now you've won 7 in a row, including tonight. What changed with this team?
Lalou, vamos a dejar que Cabrera descanse entre los 2 matches. Ustedes al principio de la temporada estaban 4-4 y ahora han ganado 7 juegos seguidos, contando este. ¿Qué cambió?
No sé, no creo que no cambiamos nada. Nos jugamos como jugamos bien y creo que a veces de jugar nos conocimos bien y nos entendimos bien en el juego.
We didn't change anything. We just kept doing whatever was working, and it's just a matter of just continuing our game and just keep going, keep going, keep going.
You guys did. What a way to start the game day. Good luck the rest of the way, Lalou. Thank you.
Thank you.
Top division doubles coming up next. I'll bring out some of the top players on the roster. Arruti and Arats there for the Fireballs. Well, they'll take on Douglas and Manny of the Warriors. Douglas and Manny just 2-8 in the regular season, but a big win on the final game day of the year for the Warriors, which got them into the playoffs. They're taking on this Arruti and Arats team that 5-5 record. They've really fallen off in the second half of the year. Arruti and Arats were 5-1 at one point, and they have lost 4 straight coming into tonight. And the Fireballs overall doubles teams have really struggled here. In their last 4 game days, they've won 4 out of their 13 total doubles matches. 3 of the 4 were Jedin and Cabrera, though. So looking for Arruti and Arats to get back on track here, and tonight in the playoffs, no better time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 2, our top division doubles. Representing the Warriors, we have the team of Douglas and Manny. And for the Fireballs, it's Arrutia and Arats. There's a serve by Douglas. We begin match 2 with the backhand to the inside. Into the corner, it's dropping. Saved by Douglas. Arrutia attacking. 2-wall by Arrutia. That scores. Quick first point going for the Fireballs.
Arrutia is showing tremendous control. He moves right into place to catch the ball, so court positioning there was impeccable. But also he gets it. He's had a habit of overthrowing some balls from up there, but not this one. He took a look at Douglas coming in for a drop shot, and he switched his posture to throw a 2-wall and just threw it well enough to land in and score. Very well done.
Well, he does that pretty well. He does it with the 2-wall also. You don't know, it's tough to see, and that's why he scores pretty high rate. Serve there, low, coming in on the left side. Manny sends it back. Arats makes the catch. Now Manny from the 12 line, keeps it inside. Arrutia goes up, makes the play. Manny now, same spot, lifts it back. Arats with the catch. A runner along the wall. Douglas stepping in. Makes it back on the numbers. There's Arats. Manny sends it deep. Arats in the corner, makes a play. Backhand, clips the wall. Now Douglas. Low runner to the inside. Scoop by Arats. Douglas tip ball along the wall. That's the second point for the Fireballs.
So Douglas basically staying with the ball all the way back to the 11 line. You have Manny back there. Manny, Douglas, tremendous aggression, especially recently these last couple weeks. But Manny's more than capable in the backcourt, as he's shown, the last 2 weeks of highlight.
Good catch by Manny on the outside. To serve, now Arats, the 12. Douglas picks up the pace, low runner inside by Arats again. Douglas a little more power, a little higher, but that's up in the overhead screen, out of play. 3 in a row for the Fireballs.
So again, this is the type of power that we saw from Douglas last week, I think it was, when the Warriors were really just, when Douglas was playing singles just phenomenally.
Yeah.
And he just needs to get his legs under him here. A tip ball at the sidewall, and that one, he just blasted and got away from him.
And he handles the serve again, sends a backhand high and deep. Arats steps out of the way. Arrutia plays the left side rebote. Now Manny from the 11. That's the backhand. Arats steps around it to keep it on the left side. Douglas coming in. Manny makes the catch behind him. Backhand to the inside. Manny stops it, plays it back. Arrutia goes up, makes a fine catch on the left side. Backhand wall to wall. Now the rebote, rebound off the back wall, saved by Douglas. Arrutia was started to the inside, right to Manny. Forehand cut off on the left side of Arrutia. Backhand, stopped by Manny. Manny from deeper in the backcourt, floats it up. Arats from the left side, plays it inside, back to Douglas. Douglas steps back, cuts it off, plays the backhand, puts it high and deep. Here's the rebote now for Arrutia. Flips the wall. Manny steps in front of it, keeps it on the right side. Back off the wall. There's Arrutia. This one blasted. Rebote coming out to the 6th line, turned by Douglas, right back to Arats. Leaping grab in the corner. Arats sends it back along the wall. There's Douglas reaching in. Now Arats from the 12th line, caught the corner. Manny steps up, makes the catch, just fires it high and deep. This is coming all the way out along the wall. Arrutia sends it back, tough for Bote. Douglas steps in front of it, makes the save. Now Arats tries to pass Douglas, he does. Manny on the quick bounce, forehand up the middle by Arrutia. Goes down to the inside, Manny, tough catch again, forehand. Caught by Arrutia, here's the left side. Passing in the corner, Douglas reaching in, saves the rebote. Oh,
What a
tough
catch.
grab on the wall by Manny. Sends it high and deep. Arat's not going to let it come out. Makes the catch on the back glass. Douglas over the top. Urrutia attack. Couldn't get to it. Now Arat's from the backcourt. Sends it inside along the wall. Douglas for another rebote. Cut off this time, Urrutia. That one's a splitter. Manny, great stop. Scooped up by Aratz. Back of the 11 line. Here's Douglas on the inside from the 8-low runner. Cut off by Aratz. Douglas now, long coasting. Sends it inside. Oh, what a catch by Aratz. Comes down with the ball. He blasts this one now. Rebote. Tie it. And missed by Urrutia. Long rebote missed. That's a point for Douglas and Manny. They're on the board.
Yeah, Douglas looking much more comfortable as that point went on. Court positioning was better. Communication with Manny was better.
Aratz fires that low runner inside. Scoop by Manny. Now Urrutia from the 10. High and deep. Sits off the back wall. Rebote. Forehand. What a throw by Douglas. Aratz makes the catch. Now Douglas rips one off the wall. Powerful backhand follows. Comes shooting out. Urrutia steps in front of it. Saves it on the left side. Now Manny. Aratz gets up there before it crosses the wall. Sends it back. Manny from the 11 line. Powerfully thrown inside. Aratz with a leaping catch. Now Douglas, backhand, up the middle. Aratz now on the forehand. Right over his head. This is going to cross the wall.
Oh,
Backs
what a
Manny
catch.
up, and he takes it in. Outside placement follows. Aratz, look at his backup from the outside. He makes the catch. Fires the forehand. Manny gets there before the second bounce. Now Aratz back inside. They're settled down. Now Manny plays it up the middle. Aratz reaches in. Manny from the 12 line to the inside. Urrutia stops it, plays it back along the wall. Manny ducks out of the way. Douglas saves the rebote. Now Urrutia, Costado, 2-wall, 2 score. 4 points for the Fireballs.
Look, the confidence that you need in your Costado 2-all, in any of your kill shots, really, when you see your opponent out there. He sees Doug right there. He knows that Douglas is moving to the outside. His belief is that I can throw a 2-wall that's going to cut out before you can get to it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't even that confident about tying my shoes this afternoon before I walked in.
That's an overserve. First fault, second serve coming up. Douglas cuts off the serve, drop shot. Dropped in
Beautifully
to
done.
score. Second point for the Warriors.
Beautifully executed by Douglas. That ball just made a great catch. And look where this ball dives. Drop shot with the ever slight touch.
And he was
One
leaning
bounce.
with it. Yeah,
And where's that second bounce?
yeah, it's before the 4.
It's well before the, yeah, that's perfect. That's so well done. Aratz is fast.
Aratz in the middle of the court, sends it along the wall. Manny ducks. Douglas plays the rebote high to the outside. Urrutia calls him off. Rebote to the inside. Now Manny. Here's the forehand. Karam. Ooh, that's not opening up enough. Urrutia from the outside. It's a tough one. Manny. Rebote is in the pad. 5 points possible. Set point.
It's a great effort by Manny. I mean, that ball was coming in fast. He likes to play it off the rebote. You have 2 options there. Coming off that side wall, you'll see some guys, Aratz, like about a third of the time will scoop it. It's risky. But the rebote, when it's coming that fast, is very tricky to set yourself up on the floor and be in exactly the right position to make the play. Possible set point here.
That's an overserve. First fault. Second serve for Urrutia. Douglas takes a second serve to the outside. Oh, just out of reach of Urrutia. Sneaks by to score. That's 3 points. It extends the set. Douglas will serve.
Douglas threw that beautifully. Same thing that applied to Urrutia before. Now applies to Douglas. The confidence, seeing your opponent out there and sticking with your game plan. That's well within the range of Urrutia to make the catch. Just came that fast.
Well placed backhand. Manny reaches in, stops it on the wall. Now Rotz from the 13 line to the inside. Manny with a nice catch is across the wall. Oh, Rotz again, reaches in the corner, backhand, floated on the numbers. There's Manny. Now Rotz able to pass. Douglas in position, saves Robote. Caught by Rotz again. Back to the inside. Now Douglas. Low bullet, stopped by Rotz again. He's at the 12. Little miscommunication. Douglas saves it on the back end. Now Rotz goes up for the catch. Fires it back to Manny. He reaches in, makes the catch on the left side. Now Rotz drops it between the Warriors. Douglas steps around it. Right side Robote. Caught by Rotz again. This one died off the front wall. Douglas blasts it. Urrutia with a chance, looking for it, saves the Robote inside. Now Manny from the 11. Cut off by Urrutia, takes it right off the wall, backhand. I'm shooting out to Douglas. Foul for Robote. Oh, a fireball scramble. Urrutia sweeps it off the ground. Douglas Costado, 2-wall. Stopped by Urrutia, forehand to the inside, scores! Point and set. Urrutia and Rotz take it, 6-3, 2 minutes to come back. Play set 2.
I guess Urrutia said there won't be 2 in a row on this one. I mean,
yeah.
He got up. I really thought that Douglas had that point. Right up until I saw Urrutia catch the ball. And he's then that close to the front wall. Whoa, with that power?
Yeah.
I mean, the same applies to Douglas. I mean, if you're within a few feet of the front wall.
Take a look at this.
That ball died. Yeah, Douglas didn't have any help there on that Robote.
Well, this is earlier back with the 2-wall. That was the first point of the match. Douglas.
Manny in the corner on the bounce. Outside placement.
Yep,
look at Rotz.
Urrutia not there, but look at that. That's a good image.
Absolutely.
To the outside, leaping catch. And Urrutia here. Costado, 2-wall. See Douglas, he's out there. It just, if you don't get a head start, it's tough to react in time.
And then if you go too far, the other guys throw split placements. This drop shot by Douglas is beautiful.
Yeah, it really was. Just perfect.
Again, it's not just something I made up years ago. It really has to take its second bounce before the 4 line.
Folks, I thought for a few years, he was just.
I was just making stuff up
as
I
whatever
went.
Came out. Today's the 4, maybe tomorrow's the 6.
There's different courts in the world where you could say, well, it's got to do this, but here, no question about it. That 4 line is.
That Stu was right.
Look at this stop. It is okay that see one guy waving his hand. Your cesta can have incidental contact with the screen. That's okay. You can't use your cesta to push the screen out of the way to make the catch. Well,
Fireballs won the first match in this best of 7. Match 2, they've taken the first set. See how Douglas and Manny respond. And Urrutia and Rotz won both of the matchups in the regular season. 6-1, 6-4 back on January 20th. And then a 3-setter on March 12th that went down to the final point. And both wins for Urrutia and Rotz. So first set went the Fireball's way. Douglas and Manny have the serve to begin set 2. Ready to begin set 2. Douglas and Manny serve. Douglas serves. We begin our second set with a backhand by Rotz. Caught on the inside by Manny. He sends it deep. Rotz reaches in, takes it off the wall. Douglas up at the 9, powerful low runner. Rotz steps up, makes the play. Manny now from the 12 line, plays it inside. Urrutia with a stop there at the 10. Douglas lets it pass. Now Manny, long cortada, scooped up by Urrutia. Backhand played right to Manny again. Keeps it inside. Urrutia cuts it off, sends it high and deep. Douglas kind of hooked that Rebote. Urrutia scoops it up. Elbow it inside. Now Manny. Forehand comes over the top. That's well placed and scoring. Right on the wall. That gets the Warriors on the board first here. Set 2.
Rotz has not missed many balls. That's a rare miss for Rotz, but that was right on the sidewall.
Rotz makes the catch, backhand inside. Douglas pulls it in off the wall. This is picked up here. Rotz floats it up. Manny reaching down low, secures the catch. Backhand takes into the outside of Rotz. Forehand. Dropping low, there's Douglas. Costado up the middle. Rotz all alone makes the catch on the right side. Douglas, drop ball there in the middle of the court. That's going to tie things up, 1-1. Hard serve is an over serve. Second one coming up. Second serve is good. Manny now for the middle of the court. Backhand to the inside. It crosses the wall. Rotz, no play. Urrutia makes a save on the Rebote. Douglas backhand caught.
Beautiful
overhead
catch
by Rotz. Now Manny reaching in. Stops it along the wall. Backhand. Doing the fireballs. Urrutia makes the save. Douglas steps in front of it. Costado up the middle. Oh, pass to Rotz. But he comes back forward. He lays it up.
Huh?
That's in play. Douglas takes a look from the outside. Sends it high and deep. Oh, Rotz in perfect position. He made the catch in the air. Oh, Manny faked the carom. Dropped it inside. Rotz got there as it crossed the wall. Backhand pass. Douglas coming back for it. Makes the save. Now Douglas up at the 8. Powerful backhand. Caught by Rotz. Now Manny from the 11. Urrutia pulls it in. Catch out along the inside wall. Rotz floats it up. Manny waits for it at the back wall. Now Urrutia, Costado hard to the inside. Manny all alone makes the catch, comes out over the top. Urrutia lets it pass. Rotz from the backcourt. Sends it inside. Douglas now with a leaping grab. He plays it back. Wall to wall. Rebote now for Urrutia. Douglas reaches in to cut it off. Keeps the pressure on with the backhand, but right to Rotz this time. Rotz from the 11. Rebote coming out. Douglas. Rebote saved. Died off the front wall. Urrutia. Splitter. Manny knows where to be. Stops it long. Cortada again. Urrutia. Leaping scoop there on the left side.
With a hop.
Now Rotz from the backcourt. Kicks it off the side wall. Rebote by Douglas. Backs up Rotz, but he makes the catch. Douglas sends it out of reach. Rebote along the wall to the outside. Manny calls for Douglas to take it. It's a 2-wall return. Urrutia makes the catch. 2-wall from the outside. Look at Douglas with the stop. He sends it back, and Rotz scoops it up. Oh my, Manny. Backhand. Caught on the inside by Rotz. He floats one back. There's Manny again. Rebote dropping on the wall. Manny steps up. Sends it high and deep. Rebote left side to the inside. Now Manny comes out over the top. Rotz with a little hop. Sends it back. Rebote again for Douglas. He makes a save. Urrutia comes flying across the court. Drop shot to the inside. Long run. Manny gets up there. Forehand. Trying to pass, but Rotz steps in front of it. Cuts it off again.
Traffic in front of him, huh?
Douglas alone for that. Rebote sends it high and deep from the 8. Now Urrutia looking for it. Plays it inside. Cut off by Douglas. 2-wall. Not enough. Urrutia stops it. Sends it back powerfully. Manny switching to the right. And it scores. Tremendous point goes to the Fireballs.
Everything about that point from the first serve until that miss right there. My goodness. But Arats, I'll tell you, stopping the split placement in the air. Manny and Douglas are playing great. Everybody's playing great.
Ball missed off the serve. That's an ace. 3-1, Fireballs lead.
That is a rare miss by Manny off anything. Occasionally, the fall down rebote, you know, he's not in position for that or because it's coming in real hard. But a serve, very rarely see him miss a serve.
And he comes out over the top. Arats waiting for it at the 12 line. Keeps it inside. Douglas on the rebote. Rebote's just above the pad. Arats gets there just before the second bounce. And he sends it wall to wall. Rebote by Urrutia. This one dropping. Manny steps around it. And he makes a save, but it comes in the middle of the court. Urrutia, Costado, hard to the inside.
Beautiful
Manny
scoop.
with the scoop. Ball again up the middle. Arats makes the catch. Fires it low and hard inside. Catch by Manny as a clean miss up at the front by Douglas. Rebote, 2-wall. Oh, what a stop.
Hit the
Oh, it's
rail.
in the rail. That's out of play. Great throw by Douglas. That gives the Warriors 2. They'll serve.
Highlight being a game of inches, and that ball was, I don't know, maybe 4 inches away from hitting the top of the front wall. See Urrutia take off out here. Flips it back up, but just flicks it up too high.
Yeah, Douglas was walking back. He said, no way that was going to be saved. It was close.
And you're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Fronton in Miami, Florida. The first semifinal for the winner, 2025 Battle Court Jai-Alai season.
Hard serve, Arats takes it in the middle of the court, backhand inside. Douglas comes cross court to cut it off. Floats it high and deep. Here's the rebote, back inside. Manny makes a stop. Arats with the catch from the 10 line. Puts it on the wall. Manny with a high scoop. Here's the backhand. Sends it past Arats, rebote to the inside. That's a tough one. Manny crouching down makes the play. Now Arats from the 10. That's right on the wall. Douglas will save the rebote though. Now Urrutia long run. Rebote dropped inside. Manny now forehand over the top. Oh, Arats let it drop. Urrutia has to make the save, and it's a tip ball by Douglas. 4-2. Fireballs lead. Yeah. Indicating that ball's moving a bit. And, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the ball warms up throughout the match. And if you get into a thirds, here we are in a second set, but there's no shortage of hard throws.
No, I mean, yeah, Douglas in Division I this year, 98%. I mean, don't have to say much more than that. That's third on the roster. Only behind goes Sherry in Division I and Nicholas in Division IV. There's an overserve, first fault, second serve coming up. And he gets up to that serve, back into the corner. Look at the catch by Arats. Sends it inside now, Manny, backhand. Thrown wall to wall, long rebote, Urrutia. Plays it inside, Douglas gonna let it pass, stays with it. Saves it on the backhand, Arats steps up. Oh, to the inside, Douglas. Nice catch, powerful backhand. This comes shooting off the back wall, Urrutia just got to it, drops it inside, scoop by Douglas, another backhand. Powerful one. Off the back wall, Urrutia 2-wall. Douglas gonna get out there. Cortada, Arats knows where to be. He makes the catch. Costado hard to the inside. Scoop by Manny. He just held on to it. Back inside now, Arats. Douglas comes flying in, makes the catch at the 9, plays it back. Hits off the back wall, rebote. Inside for Manny now. Let's put it right back to Manny. Plays the backhand high inside, catch right off the sidewall. This one drops at their feet. Manny, foot on the wall. Makes a fine catch. That one clipped. Oh,
miscommunication on that one.
Miscommunication. Will score 5 points, possible set, and a possible match point for Rutia and Arats.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there. Douglas looked like he was going for it, and conversely, that's the fault of both players. Manny needs to say yours.
Yeah, well, Manny did say you.
Or the opposite, or Douglas.
Yeah.
And if they're both saying yours, you figure it out somewhere in between.
It could be, yeah, you see both players.
It's kind of like the math in a deal after, after everything's signed.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll work that out at the end.
Possible match point here. Fireball's going to take a 2-0 lead. Manny takes a serve, backhand inside, cut off by Rutia. Plays it back on the wall. Manny stops it. Catch by Manny now, back at the 12. Plays it up the middle. Not steps away. Rutia has to save the rebote. Manny over the top. Big bounce, Arats up the wall. He's not going to get to that ball. Picata works perfectly. Big bounce scores 3 points for the Warriors.
Not an easy shot to throw on this court. Picata, big bounce. Throw it over the top. Look at Arats. He's about 1.5 feet off the ground, and his cesta's fully extended. Still can't get to it. Beautiful.
Hard serve by Douglas Arats. Lays the backhand right to Manny. That one stop by Rutia in the air. Backhand from the 9, sent wall to wall. Rebote forehand for Douglas. Caught by Arats in the air. Douglas again, this rebote. Rutia let it pass. Arats with the right side. Crossing to the inside. Douglas hooked that one just above the pad. Now Arats steps up. Douglas, what a catch there at the 8, reaching back for it. Now Manny in the middle of the court, clears some space. Rutia gets back in there though, makes the stop inside. Backhand floated out of reach. Douglas waiting for it, plays it. Now Rutia, long run, that's a diving save. Douglas, drop shot. Rutia not gonna get there. That's 4 points.
Beautiful.
Warriors hanging around here.
Beautiful, beautiful play by Douglas. And again, that's between Arats and Rutia making this rebote. Rutia made a save in the backcourt is what happened. And Douglas, tremendous highlight IQ. Saw where he was laying on the ground. Let me get it to bounce twice before the 4 line. The odds are in my favor that I'm going to score this point.
What a hard serve, Arats from the outside. That's a low runner. Manny's got to get up there. He scoops it up. Plays it high and deep. Rebote coming out. Rebote saved by Rutia. Stopped along the wall by Manny. Comes out over the top. No play for him. Now Arats on the backcourt. Sends it inside. Not a lot on that rebote. Douglas hooked it. It's in play.
Oh, what a catch.
And he kept it.
My
Controlled
goodness.
in the basket the entire way. Here's Arats now back at the 13. Floats it up. Between the Warriors. Douglas waiting on it. Plays it inside. Catch by Arats along the wall, floats it back. Douglas calls him off, tough one. He makes a save, Rutia in the middle of the court. Costado, 2-wall, stop by Douglas, the forehand over the top, right to Arats, what a point. Now Manny saves rebote again. Rutia, Costado, this time to the inside. Manny, what a reach, he makes the catch again. Costado, this time, a little hybrid drop shot along the wall. It's a tough one though, Manny has to bring it in. Rutia plays the backhand, it's dropping. Douglas send it up in the overhead screen. Point, set, and match. Hard fought. Going to the Fireballs, 6-3, 6-4. And with that, second win for the Fireballs on tonight's game day, taking a 2-0 lead in this best of 7. Coming up next will be Division 5 doubles, Correa and Julin for the Warriors, and Jedden and Cabrera for the Fireballs. Again, Ron was injured in the final game day just this past Tuesday, so Cabrera, as the lower-ranked player, will sub for Ron in not 1 but 2 matches, the next 2, beginning here in just 3 minutes. Take a look at that game day score now, reflecting that second win by the Fireballs. Urrutia and Arats. Boy, it hadn't been the best stretch. You know, Urrutia and Arats, he said, lost 4 in a row, but Urrutia in doubles hadn't won a doubles match since back on March 21st. So it's been over a month for Urrutia. Started off great. One of the quickest adjustments to this court that we've ever seen, but again, hit a little bit of a lull there, midway point, the end of the season, but now picking it back up when it matters most in the playoffs. Great play by him and Arats. What more can you say in the backcourt? I mean, maybe, just that one miss in the second set comes to mind, but solid play. And more importantly, a 2-0 game day lead. Let's hear from our winners, Urrutia and Arats, joining us at the DraftKings Players Cage. Congratulations, guys. You beat this team twice in the regular season, but the playoffs is a little bit different. What was the key to making sure the results stayed in your favor tonight?
Yeah, it's the difficult game. We hit the playoff is really different because I think everybody is nervous. It's difficult, but with Arat, we have the good communication, and he follow good me, and I'm very happy and I'm focused for the next game.
Awesome, guys. Great start. You got a 2-0 lead. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that'll take us to match number 3, Division 5 doubles. Correa and Julin stepping out there for the Warriors. One of the best teams record-wise for that Warriors team. They'll take on Jedin and Cabrera. And Cabrera, the sub here for Ron. Ron went out. It was a hamstring injury in the Fireballs' final game day of the regular season just this past Tuesday. So Cabrera will play 4 full matches if needed, and then if it goes into a tiebreaker, that'll also feature Cabrera. So a chance that he'll be playing as many as 5 of the 7 tonight. And he's stepping out for match 2, looking to give the Fireballs a 3-0 lead. Two matchups in the regular season. First one went the way of Correa and Julin, 6-5, 6-5. The second one went to Jedin and Ron in straight points. That was that wonky 6-0, 6-0 match on April 4th. Warriors need to get on the board quickly, see if they can do it here with Correa and Julin. We are ready to begin our third match of the game day. 5th Division doubles. Representing the Warriors, we have the team of Correa and Julin. And for the Fireballs, we have Jedin and Cabrera.
And a conversation about backcourt positioning with the judge. One of the cameras got blocked, if you can believe such a thing. Calls have been great.
Look, we don't watch. You know, we don't see what you see at home. You know,
We really don't. I mean,
you got to let us know.
you can ask my opinion as to which I would prefer, but you know,
No.
We are ready to begin our next match. Correa has the serve for the Warriors. Correa serves, brings it in low. That is an underserve. First fault. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
Again, obviously kind of goes without saying here, down 2-0, but this is a must-win. Correa and Julin, 6-4 this season. You're playing this Fireballs team that has to use Cabrera as a sub. Got to get on the board here. Going down 3-0. Haven't seen the team come back from it in Battle Court.
Jedin on the catch with the forehand. Plays it high and hard to the back wall. Wall to wall and out to the rebote. Jedin moves up. Backhand. Wall to wall and out to the rebote again. And over the head of Cabrera. Correa makes the save. Cabrera's there. Backhand. 2-all.
Oh, boy.
Will score. First point of this match goes to Jedin Cabrera with the Fireball.
And gets the backhand 2-0 in to start off, and a smart throw too, because look at where he keeps it. He keeps it to the left of Correa. So if he makes the catch, it goes to his non-dominant side. If Correa makes it, he's just kind of flip it back in play. If he catches it with the right, he can score pretty easily.
That ball comes off the sidewall and scores. That's a second point for Jedden and Cabrera. This one off the serve. They lead 2-0 in the first set.
And it's just another slow ball. Again, one of those tough throws. It's coming in, crossing the wall.
Beautiful catch. There's the forehand. Ball's too low, hits the pad, and the pad is bad. That's a point for Correa and Julien. Correa serves.
We'll take a look here. Forehand high to the outside. Cabrera knows where to be, but again, the tendency is to hook that rebote, send it into the floor, and ultimately out of play.
Here's the backhand by Julien, powerfully thrown. Jedden's there, stops it on the 7. Backhand. Rebote forehand by Correa. Cabrera picks it up on the bounce. Backhand to the inside. Julien advances. That lands in and scores. Well, realistically, it only makes a difference what the judge says unless they want to, ask for a replay.
And I'll tell you what, that landed, as close as it could be.
I saw 2 judges pointing in.
And it left a ball mark, and it's pretty easy when it does that, just inside the boundary line. Backhand 2-all works both ways.
Beautiful catch by Cabrera. The backhand 2-all coming up the middle. Correa makes a stop. Cabrera on the catch. Here's the backhand. Another backhand 2-all. Scoop by Correa. Correa with the drop shot. That ball is dropped on the forehand of Jedden. Correa and Julien have 3 points. Correa has the serve.
Well, this is a match to keep away from the backcourters here. So, if you're the Warriors, even though it's not a great drop shot, you don't mind it. It kicks off the wall. It's kind of floating, and you'd much rather force Jedden to beat you up there in the front than Cabrera from the back.
Here's the backhand by Cabrera. Cut by Julien. Correa catches this one in the air. Carambola return. Will score. That's a 4th point for Correa and Julien of the Warriors. Correa has a serve.
Well, Correa specifically struggled dealing with the backhand 2-all from Ron the last time they played, but Cabrera throws it a little differently and not nearly as hard.
Big backhand. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand saved by Correa. Jedden's on it. Backhand by Jedden goes wall-to-wall rebote for Correa. Cabrera, backhand from the 9 line. Drop shot. Correa's on it. Drop shot. Jedden could not make the play. Well done by Correa. They have 5 points and a possible set point for the Warriors.
5 in a row, and this is maybe the best we've seen from Correa. He makes the catch with the left side and then throws the drop shot with that side, which again, we talked about, he much prefers the right. To see that level of control is just fantastic. Correa's defended all those backhand 2-walls, and here they are, 5-2, with a chance to take the first set for the Warriors.
Cabrera on the backhand to the inside. Julien from the 9 line. Big bounce brought down by Julien. Julien from the forehand. It's a carom. Cabrera gets there. Julien advances to catch it in the air. Hard throw to the inside. Cabrera is there. Backhand to the corner. Rebote forehand save. Cabrera, great control at the 12 line. He makes the catch, puts it back inside. Catch by Julien on the forehand. Here's a backhand by Cabrera. Correa reaches in at the 8 line. He goes wall-to-wall from the left side. Powerful forehand rebote by Jedden. Cabrera, fine catch and return. Julian for the scoop. He's got control. Jedden makes the catch in the air. Jedden powerfully from the forehand. Rebote coming to the inside. Correa, fine forehand rebote caught by Cabrera. Forehand rebote by Julian with a light touch. Interference has been ruled. The point will be replayed.
Second time we've seen interference, and on a playoff day, might see guys getting in there a little bit more. And Julian, not going to take any chances. He could have stepped around and played the rebote, but you put your hands up and you stop, get interference, and just redo it.
It's a good hard serve by Correa. Hard backhand to the inside. Julian's there. Backhand, powerfully thrown by Cabrera. Julian picks it up at the 12 line, comes over the top. Cabrera on the rebote. Correa lets it pass. Julian's there. Long cortada, stopped down low by Cabrera. Cabrera, backhand 2-all, stopped by Correa. Correa for the 3-wall play. Jedden in position. Beautiful rebote to the inside, and it scores. That's 3 points for Jedden, and Cabrera still possible set point for the Warriors.
Well, earlier in the set, Cabrera ran out there and threw it into the floor. Love the trust here by, between the two fireballs. Let Jedden play the front court role. Let him play these rebotes, and he puts it right on the wall here. Take a look. In position, perfectly thrown. You see the bounce, cross, and then Julian tries to make the catch. Very difficult. Again, difficult to control. He got it in the basket, but never had control.
Fault, underserve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Beautiful catch by Cabrera. Backhand, caught in the air by Correa. Correa with the light touch. Oh my goodness. Point and set for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. They take the first set 6-3. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one, and, both are correct. Cabrera was saying moving up to it, but Jedden was also moving towards the ball and not getting out of the way. So, again, it's confusing on both parties, and just kind of got to...
The thing that you don't want to do now is sit here. I mean, they're both coming off
the
court, but the beautiful thing was a Ross.
Yeah. You just got to diffuse, and
basically as they were walking back, it just calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. We're not going to win an argument here because there is no argument to be had. The ball has to be caught and returned by one of you. Figure out how to do it.
Yeah, but let's big picture things for a second here too. This is a match where they're using a sub. If you lose it, it's not the worst case scenario either. So you don't need to use up all your energy and maybe waste some energy.
So that first one, the backhand 2-all that we talked quite a bit about, Cabrera got it in a split placement. And after that, the Warriors, for the most part, get wise to it.
Yeah, they were all over it after that. And Correa made a couple of stops, You just got to make the catch there on the outside, and that's the only way to do it.
There is a point at various...
See that? That's the ball mark. We said it lands just in.
Yeah, I mean, look at the backcourt judge. I mean, he's as sure of this call as he is of anything.
No, you can see it right there. Drop shot.
Just off the frame.
Gets up and misses it. But this one makes up for it here, puts it right on the wall, and Julian having trouble controlling it.
They both thought they had it. And realistically, and this is literally just opinion from the announcer's booth, which is exactly what it's worth. 2 guys sitting in a chair looking at a monitor, is that if it's me and I'm Cabrera and I'm scheduled to play 4 matches, Jedden, take it.
Sure.
Jedden.
Yeah.
All you. Well, that's yours.
Yeah, coming into this match, you probably expected Jedden. You needed to step up just a bit, given what Cabrera's dealing with tonight. And he was aggressive very early on, but Again, not so much later on.
We are ready to begin our second set. Jedden has a serve for the Fireballs. It's an excellent serve by Jedden. Big right side. Scoop by Correa. Powerful forehand is caught, and a great catch by Cabrera. Julian looks for the rebote. He makes the save. Jedden on the catch. Drop shot. Julian is there. Powerful throw to the inside. Scoop by Cabrera. Catch in the front court by Julian. Scoop by Cabrera again. Here's the backhand. Excellent catch by Correa. Costado to the inside, and no one is there to get it. Beautiful throw by Cabrera. First point of the second set goes to the Fireballs, Jedden and Cabrera.
Well, look, Cabrera has been developing that Costado. We've seen it in singles where he went 5-0 in this division this year. So, Correa and Julian are both expecting that he can kick it off the side wall and get it to open up pretty nicely. Shows you the evolution of his game. Another guy developing that left side.
Correa picked the serve. Jedden gets to the drop shot, rifles it outside.
Yeah,
juggling on the catch of Correa. That is a second point for Jedden and Cabrera. Jedden makes a serve.
Yeah, might get a look at a replay, but I could see a little ball. When you see the ball out of the basket, it means it lost contact with the base of the basket. That always constitutes a juggle.
Julian on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 11 line. Cabrera's there. Cabrera from the 10 to the inside. Scoop. That ball's tipped down low. That's a third point for Jedden and Cabrera. Jedden has the serve.
Another one coming in low. We talked about lower you reach to try to make the catch, the more difficult it is to secure it and bring in that ball.
To stop the ball in your cesta, there's no question about it.
There's a look at that juggle a little earlier. You can see out of the basket.
That Karam will score from the forehand of Julian. Correa and Julian are on the board with a point. Correa has the serve.
Look, Jedden smiling, right smiling. He knows it. I mean, this is kind of right to him, and he's waiting for it, and just missed it.
Cabrera makes a great catch. There's a backhand by Cabrera. Julian's there. Drop shot.
That is
scores
perfect.
on the second bounce. That was perfectly thrown by Jedden to score. Fourth point for Jedden and Cabrera here in the second set. Jedden has the serve.
Yeah, I like what the Warriors were doing in the first set. I mean, they were engaging in some long rallies. They were more passive, letting the Fireballs be the aggressor and taking the chances when they came to them. Now Julian, I mean, just Karam catching the, yes, it's not a great winning strategy.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the forehand 7 line.
But then again, Julian has won a couple matches late this season with that right side. So, if anyone's going to shoot him from back there, you're comfortable with Julian. Just, Ed's been right on all of them.
Julian powerfully from the forehand. Rebote comes out. Jedden saves Rebote on the forehand. Here's Correa. Cabrera calls for it. Big, big backhand. Rebote coming all the way out. Correa's split placement is stopped by Jedden in the air. The 2-all by Jedden is in and scores. Possible set point for Jedden and Cabrera.
Well, Jedden here from the Costado makes him pay. Correa was ready on the outside, and you see how far it opened up. Beautiful throw, and wow, not sure what that was.
Point and set for Jedden and Cabrera, winning the second set 6-1. 2 minutes to go on the board. We'll come back out and play our third and final set.
So there's the response, 6-1. Jedden and Cabrera take set 2 and sets up a third set right here. And Fireballs lead this game day 2-0. It's a best of 7, so first one to 4 will advance to the championship. And if the Fireballs take this third set here, they will have a commanding 3-0 lead. And after this, it'll be Alex and Manny against Urrutia and Cabrera. Cabrera subbing for Ron in Division 3 doubles up next, so he's going back-to-back. Then match 5, Douglas and Julin against Lalu and Arats. And match 6, if needed, will be Correa and Bradley against Jedden and Cabrera. Then if we need a 7th match, that will be just a 1-set tiebreaker. Again, the 7th match is a 1-set tiebreaker chosen by the higher-seeded team of the 2 in the regular season. The Fireballs, as the number 1 seed, got to pick that tie-breaking set, and they chose Jedden and Cabrera to go out against Correa and Bradley. That's only if we need it, and that will be match number 7. See the replays there. They've been going. Here's the 2-all. And then it's a look. Yeah, not supposed to be talking to the judge. Hands up. And, you know, look, emotions running high here on the final day. And it's a Warriors season, but looks too. I mean, they've been on the ropes for the last month and a half. I mean, really, this Warriors team. So this is nothing new.
It was a surprise. This has nothing to do with any individual player of the team or anything. But at one point, it didn't seem like they had anything going for them to get them here. But they did get here. They did get here.
First game day win was March 24th against the Cyclones. But again, look at the big picture. 3 of the 4 wins for the Warriors in this great stretch have come against non-playoff teams, and none of their wins came against a top 2 seed, not against the Fireballs or the Devils. So they made a nice run here, and see if they can continue. Feels like a must-win set for Correa and Julin. There's the serve.
Correa serves. Our third set has begun. That backhand 2-all hit the pad, and the pad is bad. First point of the decisive third set goes for Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa serves.
Yeah, and I don't know if Cabrera ever had full control of that ball. Looked like it was a tough serve right on the wall, and then it came out well low of his target.
Cabrera on the backhand to the inside. Julin passes to make the rebote. Jedden from the 7. Cabrera from the 9 line. Powerful backhand, clears the overhead screen. Rebote coming out. Correa makes the save. Cabrera makes the catch. Backhand to the inside. Julin, fine catch at the 10. Scoop by Cabrera. Backhand. Caught by Julin. Carom by Julin. Stopped on the forehand of Jedden. A beautiful catch. The 3-wall return. Saved by Julin. Here's Cabrera. Backhand. Powerfully thrown. Rebote coming back out. Rebote forehand. Scoop by Cabrera. Backhand to the inside. Cabrera. High scoop is missed. Well played by all 4 players. That's 2 points for Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa serves.
Look, I don't mean this to be critical, but that was the first sign. It looked like a tire to catch there by Cabrera. Really the first sign of it. So again, he's played a lot of points. Second match in a third set already. Probably not what he would have wanted, but a chance to win another one.
Low backhand to the inside is dropped in the backcourt. First point for Jedden and Cabrera in the third set. Jedden has the serve.
It's not thrown particularly hard, but...
I was going to say, is Julin tired too?
No, but look at where it's placed. It's a floater right along the side wall.
Powerful forehand by Julin. Rebote left side. Comes to the forehand of Julin. He's at the 8 line. Powerful throw. Caught on the left side of Cabrera. Big backhand. That rebote is coming out. Cabrera. Correa for the save on the rebote. That ball comes in quick and scores 2-2. Jedden serves.
And that's a tough one there. Just kicking off the side wall. Julian's hoping it either stays inside or kind of opens up. It's just kind of coming right at his sternum the entire way and couldn't get out of the way.
There's the backhand. Rebote for Jedin. Jedin, forehand rebote to the outside. Julian moves out there to make the catch. Right over Jedin's back. Thank goodness he ducked. There's the backhand 2-all. That caught the pad. The pad is bad. 3 points for Correa and Julian. Correa serves.
Well, again, I'm a numbers guy, and I count 2 missed backhand 2-alls in this third set, Stu. And you just can't really give it away either. I mean, given how the Warriors played in set 2, came out totally flat, to give them 2 of these 3 points that's tough. Got to respond, though.
Here's the backhand by Cabrera. To the corner it goes, and Julian's there.
That's a
beautiful
tough
catch.
Yeah, it was.
Rebote forehand by Jedin. Back to the inside. Fine catch by Correa.
Oh, no.
That touches the overhead screen. 3-3, Jedin serves.
Correa hasn't been all too involved on the inside part of the court in this match, and he finally steps in, makes a good catch to his left, but again, evidently never had full control as he sent it up in the overhead screen. That's a good serve.
Excellent catch by Julian. Here's the backhand. Rebote forehand by Julian to the outside. Will land out of play. That's 4 points for Jedin and Cabrera. And the fireballs, Jedin serves.
Not sure whether that was a genuine attempt or it just kind of came in on him rather quickly and he had to send it outside, but tough miss late. 4-3, fireballs lead.
Fault, under serve. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the forehand 7 line. Julian with the catch. Forehand from the 9 line. Cabrera's there. Backhand. Julian advances. Takes it in the air. What a catch by Cabrera. That's a difficult play deep in the backcourt. Here's Julian. Julian advances to catch that in the air. Excellent catch by Cabrera. Another low runner coming to the left side of Julian, and that scores. Score is 5-3. This is possible match point for the Fireballs.
Well, look, if there's any question as to, Cabrera's competition level throughout this season and having inflated stats, I think he's answered that. I mean, he's outplaying Julian now in this doubles match. He's playing a rank up. Julian's one of the best 4s. But
Julian with the carry.
Close.
Stopped by Jedin. Jedin with the 2-all.
Oh, that's out.
That is out. That is 4 points for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. Correa has the serve.
With this again, 2-all. Jedin's on it, tries to end it with the left side, but I mean, this is a couple inches wide, about a foot maybe. Still 2 chances if they need it.
Cabrera on the catch. Here's the backhand. Low runner to the inside. Julian with the catch.
What a scoop.
Fine catch overhead by Cabrera. Ball tipped. Point set in a hard fought match for Jedin and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Winning at 6-4 in the third set.
And with that, the Fireballs now a commanding 3-0 lead in tonight's semifinal. What a win there. Jedin and Cabrera pulling off the upset over Correa and Julian. Match 4. Warriors season on the line. Alex and Manny got them into the playoffs. See if they can keep it going against Urrutia and Cabrera once again.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Game day score reflecting a third win by the Fireballs, Jedden and Cabrera. You heard that right. Division 5 match defeating Correa and Jula. Cabrera's going out up next. Not sure if we're going to have him here or if it's just going to be Jedden. It is just going to be Jedden here. We're happy to talk with him. Winner of that last match. Here he is, Jedden. What a match there, and you now take a 3-0 lead in the playoffs. Again, at the end of that first set, again, ball kind of split both of you up, and then you saw Rotz coming up, quickly diffuse the situation, and you guys were fantastic the rest of the way. What has his leadership meant to this team, and now he got you within a win of the championship?
Rotz is a cool-headed guy. I play very emotionally. And when Cabrera was talking to me out in the court, I felt like it was a blame game, but it wasn't. But I just took it personal because I let him have the ball. But Rotz calmed us down, and we was able to win the game in 3 sets.
Yeah, and talk about your partner, and you know, on a day where Ron is hurt, what is he doing today, playing all these matches, now with a chance to win it for you guys again?
Yes. I said all along, Cabrera is our most valuable player on our team. You know, I love Rotz, I love Urrutia. But Cabrera is our best player, most valuable player on our team, and he's going to go out here and try to win the game for us. And to me, he's our MVP all year.
Awesome, Jedden. Well, it's been a great finish for you guys, and good luck the rest of the way.
Let's go Fireballs.
Up next, Division 3 doubles matchup. Alex and Manny look to keep the Warriors season alive once again. They'll take on Urrutia and Cabrera. Again, official sub here, Cabrera going in for Ron.
Alex and Manny. A lot about that, huh?
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot of Cabrera. He's going to play with almost everybody by the end of the night. If there's a combination, Cabrera is more than likely going to be in it. But Alex and Manny, 5-5 in the regular season this year. That Urrutia and Ron team started off well, 500, but they just finished at 2-8. The worst doubles team record-wise for the Fireballs this season. So, again, you got Cabrera back there, who's been one of the best catchers. Again, this is not his regular division, so we'll see how he fares. Ready to begin our 4th match right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 4. The Fireballs lead the best-of-7 series 3-0 at the moment. One more win, they will advance to the championship. Beginning now with match 4, representing the Warriors, we have the team of Alex and Manny. And for the Fireballs, it's Urrutia and Cabrera.
I think Alex was ready to serve.
Served a while ago. There's the serve. We begin. Alex cuts it off. Inside placement. Cabrera with a one-handed catch. Starts things off. Inside placement again. Cabrera with another scoop. Catch on the inside. Alex sends it high and deep. That clears the screen. Rebote by Urrutia. It's dropping. Manny backed up but makes a save. Urrutia Costado. 2-all, 2-score. Urrutia and Cabrera on the board first here in our 4th match.
Well, there's no question who Alex was trying to get the ball to, and he got it to him twice. And Cabrera made 2 phenomenal catches back-to-back.
Backhand to the inside, cut off there by Urrutia, goes flying into the side wall. Catch here by Alex, floats it up. Cabrera takes it right off the wall. He goes high and deep. Manny backing up, keeps it on the left side. Now Urrutia comes to cut it off. Powerful backhand, stopped by Manny from the 11. Plays it back to Urrutia. Manny to the middle of the court, backhand, high to the inside, passing Cabrera. He steps in front of it, saves a rebote. Now Alex Costado, hard to the inside, one-handed scoop again by Cabrera. Manny to the inside, catch by Cabrera low. He floats it up again. Alex goes in there to cut it off. Urrutia, left side rebote. This one's got a big bounce. Manny steps back now at the 11. Just down to reach of Urrutia, but he comes back to save the rebote as a 2-wall. Alex hard inside again. That one's missed. And a point for the Warriors. They're on the board. Ties it.
Alex kept going back to it. And Cabrera shut it down 3 times. That fourth one, that ball was crossing the wall behind him.
Cabrera floats it up inside, catch low by Manny. There's the backhand. Forehand rebote up the middle. Alex faked it, sends it high to the outside. Urrutia, diving save. That one's safe. That's a second point for the Warrior.
Urrutia, he was focused on where the ball was, but he lost track of the front wall. He took a look afterwards, after he made the throw. But that's what it's all about, where to go.
Urrutia couldn't get that serve. Cabrera from the outside plays it right to Manny. Here's the forehand. Knock it across the wall. Cabrera picks it off. Manny steps up. He's at the 10 line. Backhand. Cut off by Urrutia. Makes a fine catch up the wall. Alex left side, cut off by Urrutia again between the 7 and 8. Floats it back, just past Manny. Alex scrambling, saves another rebote. Urrutia attacking, drop shot, dropped inside. Manny got there, just floated it inside. Everybody's ducking.
That's
and
good.
Cabrera makes a safe throw. Alex cuts it at the 10 line, back inside for Cabrera. Now Manny. Urrutia with a left side rebote, caught by Manny. Back of the 12 line, sends it high, back inside. Cabrera's there. Now Manny reaches in, makes the stop, floats it along the wall. Urrutia, rebote to the outside. Scoop missed by Alex. Rare miss, that's 2-2. Fireball's tied up.
Well, everything was being played on the inside, and that wasn't a shot per se, but enough of one where you just say that Alex kind of got lulled into watching it go to the backcourt.
Kind of.
Yeah. Because Alex is, since he's been turned on, he's been, moving up on the ball beautifully.
Serve takes Manny to the middle of the court, plays it high and deep. Cabrera again stepping in front of it, saves the rebote. Alex, forehand, just floats it back to pass. Urrutia aggressively calls him off this time. Now Manny making the catch. Drop shot, not droppy enough. Manny's got it all the way at the 9 line, sends it back to pass. Forehand rebote just clears the screen. Manny picks it off, comes back over the top. Urrutia cuts it off in the air, 2-wall. Thrown to score. That opens wide, makes it 3-2. Fireballs lead.
Again, both Douglas and Alex. If I'm thinking about guys that I may not want to throw my Costado, well, not me personally, I wouldn't throw a Costado against either of them because they'd clearly beat me. But those are two guys that you have to have such confidence. Alex is lightning fast and catches great. Same thing with Douglas. If they get that on the right side, up around the 3-4 line, add Zuleika to that list. They can hurt you with that, literally and figuratively.
Hard serve is an over serve. First fault, second serve coming up. Second serve takes Manny outside, backhand. Urrutia now has to save the rebote. He does. Manny backing up, stops at the 13, makes the catch, fires it inside. Urrutia with a stop, he blasts the backhand. Manny goes up for it again. Forehander Bote. Alex has it in the middle of the court. Backhand. Low to the inside. Look at Urrutia coming cross court. Makes the stop. Now Manny's got it to the 13 line. Back up the middle. Cabrera, great catch. Backhand opens. Takes Manny to the outside. Forehand comes in low. Cabrera all alone. He makes a high scoop. Forehander Bote. Ooh, drops between them. Cabrera stays with it, makes a nice save on the rebote. Manny now from the 10. All lost, cut off by Cabrera. Offside rebote by Alex Urrutia. Brings it in, splitter. Oh, Manny read it beautifully. Cortada, slow, that's in the pad, and the pad is bad. 4-2 lead for the Fireballs.
Player manager and I were just looking at each other, and it's like when you see a guy cross another guy with the cortada, it's like,
yeah,
that sometimes winds up having very bad outcomes, like real bad outcomes. I'm talking about a loss of a point. But Urrutia is fast. It may have provided enough of a distraction that Manny put it in the pad. That's where it wound up.
Hard serve, Manny from the outside, backhand. That's along the wall. Cabrera ducks and Urrutia makes the save.
Beautiful
Alex
catch.
reaches in. Costado to the inside. Cabrera had it for a moment. Well, that's 3 points for the Warriors.
Tremendous effort by Cabrera. Nothing easy about this catch. Alex knows exactly what he's doing. Right on the wall. Comes off the wall a little bit. And forcing a scoop. Beautifully thrown by Alex.
Cabrera now from the 9 line. Low runner inside, back it up. Manny scooped it up. Catch overhead by Urrutia, floats the backhand up. Ball to wall, coming back. Alex makes another save. Urrutia, oh, 2-wall. Rebote, not enough. Alex floats it high to the outside. It's gonna land in. Urrutia
Beautiful save.
knows where to be. He saves it.
What a read, huh?
And he floats it just out of reach. Urrutia calls him off. Nice rebote, wall to wall. Now Alex long run. Saves a 2-wall of his own. Urrutia with the stop. Winds it up to the outside. Now Manny makes the catch in the air. Ooh. Fireballs make the save. Not a lot of communication there. And Urrutia scoop missed. High energy point. 4-4 is the score. Alex and Manny serve.
Cabrera, you know, he's been playing so great, and again, he's subbing in here twice and potentially playing 4 matches on the day. It's like, I understand you wanting to go for that one. He didn't do anything wrong, but Urrutia is just fresher.
Cabrera takes in the serve, low runner to the inside, crossing the wall. Manny comes up with it. Manny from the 12. That's going to clear the screen. Rebote for Urrutia now, right at his feet. Now he's got to come back for it. Tough one. He lays it up inside, cut off. The flying catch by Urrutia. Now Manny back at the 13, keeps it inside, caught by Cabrera. Alex steps in front of it, winds up the forehand, floats it back. Not out of reach of Cabrera, though. He makes the catch on the left side. Back to Manny. Stops it along the wall, floats it up a little higher. Manny steps up, back it up, that ball touched the floor. Now Urrutia. Rebote left side for Alex. Cabrera gets back in there, makes a high scoop. Floats this one up. Manny couldn't get there. It's along the wall. Alex lays it up. Urrutia goes crashing into the wall. Alex, rebote, right to the left side of Cabrera. This one just clears right in the corner. Alex, left side save. Long run for Urrutia. Oh, wonky rebote, stepped on the bounce. Here's Manny, fires it inside. Crossing the wall, Urrutia makes another save. Manny over the top, Cabrera
Beautiful
reaching,
catch.
pulls it in, backhand. Manny with the read, steps up, takes it in the air. Now Manny again, this time for the 10 line, puts it inside. Urrutia, cross court, flying in to cut it off. Here's the backhand. Manny, a little bit deeper, sends it to pass. Left side of Bote, leaves a tough scoop. Manny elected to let it pass. Now Alex saves it on the back end. Cabrera's got it inside, puts it up the middle. Manny now from the 11 line. Looking across the wall. Cabrera makes that other high scoop. Another one. Cabrera going up even higher this time from the 12th line. And he changes it up. Gates it right back to him, though, from the 11. Cabrera passes. Robote now for Alex. Changes things up, and Urrutia comes flying in to cut it off. Left side Robote. Cabrera couldn't get there in the air, but he does save it on the back end. Alex reaching up and tipped it. After all of that, 5 points and a possible set point for Urrutia and Cabrera.
I'm not sure what happened there either, Alex.
Man, that's tough.
I really don't know. You know, the ball takes unique bounces, and obviously there was a game plan on Alex's part. Alex can start rifling off shots at any time, passing from both sides, on forehand and the backhand. Didn't do any of that. Kept on putting it to the weaker of the two links. Cabrera hung in there, caught ball after ball after ball. It's like, okay, maybe you don't have to abandon the strategy, just change a little bit.
Cabrera was calling for Urrutia to get in there. He couldn't, and hung in long enough to get that point. And he takes in the serve, backhand, tipped overhead by Urrutia. It's 5-5. This is set point.
And that is the risk. Urrutia trying to take control and also give Cabrera a little bit of a break, but all the way reaching behind him at the 10 line. Player gets an awareness that they're kind of not where they're supposed to be or shouldn't be, throws them off.
Cabrera low to the inside, scooped up by Manny. Sends it high and deep. Oh, that's right along the wall. Urrutia, that's a tough save. Alex waits on the floater, makes the stop. Low bullet, caught by Cabrera. Floats the backhand up. Manny steps up to the 10 line. Backhand, caught again. Here's Cabrera. Drops it between the Warriors. Alex left side, Robote save, sticks along the wall. Cabrera stops it again at the 11. Now Manny. Takes him to the outside. Robote, saved by Urrutia with a big bounce. Manny goes up again on the right side. Comes over the top, crossing the wall. Cabrera just got up to it. Now Alex from the 8. Blasts it. He's coming way out up to the 5 line. Urrutia turns it. Manny in the corner. He committed, made the catch in the air. Cabrera did the same up at the 9. Low to the inside. Tough scoop. Manny made it again. Now Urrutia from the 9, blasted out of reach. Alex sets up for the Robote. That caught the corner. Cabrera makes the catch. Forehand over Alex's head. Now Manny goes inside. What a stop overhead by Urrutia. Low runner. Dropping right in the corner. Chula. It scores. Chula for the set. Urrutia and Cabrera take it 6-5. 2 minutes. Play set 2.
We can go weeks without seeing the ball hit that particular spot. That's the special place just between the back wall and the floor. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. The first of 2 semifinals. First one tonight, Friday, between the Warriors and the Fireballs. And then we have the Devils and Renegades on Sunday, 2 p.m. Some replays from that first set between Alex and Manny. Urrutia and Cabrera. Beautiful catch here by Urrutia. He winds up the 2-all. A rare miss for Alex. Alex can do some real serious damage up there. Here Alex again goes back to the inside. Tremendous scoop by Cabrera. Manny now, forehand. That's Urrutia. You know, he's all the way back at the 10, you know, trying to help, but hey, appreciate the help. That ball did not come out. That crack again. Ball flies through the air, hits the back wall low. It may not come out that far. If it hits the crack just between the floor and the back wall, dies.
Well, it brings the Fireballs within a set of advancing to the championship. They just need one out of these next 2. Continue to be impressed with the play of Cabrera. I mean, how can you not be?
100%.
He's played 3 of the 4 matches so far. He's won 2. He's won the first set of the third here. And he's playing with, well above his competition level in these matches, playing in Division III doubles, playing in Division V with some new faces, and he has more than stepped up to the task. They said, I mean, the Warriors, their season hanging on by a thread for about the last month and a half. So again, this is not anything really new, but this is a dire situation here now. They got to win these next 2 sets. They got to come all the way back and win the remaining matches. But to do that, they need this set. Alex and Manny will have the serve. There's a serve. We begin set 2. Backhand floated up there by Cabrera. Here's Rebote, left side by Manny. Urrutia just couldn't get there. Passes to the back. Cabrera floats it inside. Catch by Manny. Backhand along the wall. There's Cabrera. Urrutia goes up the wall. Makes a fine catch for Bote. That's dropping. Alex has to lay it up. Urrutia backs up. Makes the catch. Splitter. Alex from the costado sends it inside. There's the scoop by Cabrera. Low runner. Manny waiting for it. Scoops it up. Rebote comes shooting out to Urrutia. Played inside.
Beautiful
What a
catch
stop
by
by Manny. That kicked up in the corner. Catch inside along the wall. Cabrera sends it up. Manny got it overhead from the right side. Back inside. There's Cabrera now. Rebote forehand. Cabrera directing traffic. Urrutia comes back, makes the save. Big bounce on the 2-wall. Alex steps in front of it. Cortada picked off the side wall. What a grab. Now Manny's got it back at the 13. Drops between the fireballs. Urrutia sends Rebote back. And he's got it again. Forehand over the top. Urrutia cuts this one off. 2-wall is out. What an effort, but that is out of play. Alex and Manny get the first point. Set 2.
Urrutia developed that throw slowly, too, compared to how we've seen him crack the other 2 walls.
Serve takes Cabrera to the outside. Oh, look at Alex comes flying in to cut it off. That hits in the corner. Urrutia's Rebote just clears the screen. Back inside, that's right on the numbers. Manny lets it pass. Alex stays with it on the back end. Cut off by Urrutia. Costado high to the inside. Manny's able to catch it in the air. Takes Urrutia to the backcourt. Saves Rebote. Now Alex from the 7. Floats it up and on to reach. Urrutia again, left side Rebote. Back inside. Manny with the catch. Forehand comes in low. Cut off by Urrutia from the 9 line. Sends it inside. Manny waits on it. Now Cabrera pulls it off the wall. Backhand to the middle of the court for Manny. Now makes a stop overhead. Back at Manny's feet. Alex now lays it up the middle. Rebote left side to the inside. Manny from the 11. Lays it high and deep. Hits high off the wall. Urrutia tracks down the Rebote. Sweeps it inside. Cut off by Manny. Now the backhand is tipped along the wall by Cabrera. 2 points for the Warriors.
That last one was just like slow death coming up the side wall. It's not quite a floater, but you're not working with much.
Catch on the inside there by Manning. Plays it back. Cabrera stops it overhead. Back up the middle. Manny now forehand. Dropping low. Urrutia cuts it off. Lower to the inside. Still Manny able to catch in the air. Backhand to the outside. Rebote saved by Urrutia. Manny over the top. Urrutia looking for it. He cuts it off. Drop shot.
Look at
Alex read it. He got there outside where it scores. Philo makes it 3-0.
Beautiful throw by Alex. Urrutia was ready for it to come to his forehand. Came to his left side. He got Cesta out there to, like, hey, I might scoop it. Sometimes the ball winds up in there and you don't expect it. Right side, nope, it's there.
Almost, yeah, he got a better read than I thought. Oh, good adjustment there by Cabrera. Catches it on the right side. Now Manny. Cabrera retreats, makes the stop at the 12, plays it back to Manny, standing at the 11 line. Hard to the inside, here's the rebote. Manny back over the top. Cabrera takes it in. Well, that's a tough one, dropping in the corner. Urrutia down to the ground. Alex picks it off. Drop shot, dropped in to score. That's 4 in a row for Alex and Manny.
Excellent shot selection by Alex. Cabrera's literally standing on the 13 line. That's the last thing Alex saw when he went to make this catch. Sees that he's still somewhere back there. A long run.
Cabrera, low runner. Manny waiting for it. Right side to the outside. It's in. Urrutia saves the rebote. Manny now for the 9. Forehand passing. Now Urrutia back inside. Saves the rebote. Manny goes up. Over the top, right along the wall. It scores. 5 points. Possible set for Alex and Manny.
Again, you don't have to throw it hard, but you do have to throw it well. And that's exactly what the Warriors have been doing.
That's an underserve. First fault, second serve coming up.
Again, it's a very smart play by Alex. I mean, he is flirting with the underserve, but keep it away entirely from Urrutia. Urrutia can go up and grab that if he wants.
Cabrera, low to the inside, scooped up by Manny. Backhand. Now Urrutia plays her rebote high to the inside. Alex, flying catch, dropped it in the pad. Fireball's on the board. No shutout in our second set.
I will always stick with, there's just one philosophy in all these years that has just never changed. If you made a fancy catch, stick with the fancy catch. Don't risk a fancy throw. Sometimes you have to because like you're crammed against the side wall or you're laying on the floor or something like that. But for the most part, if you made the catch, just get it back up to the front wall and away from your opponents as well as you can.
What a stop by Manny, crossing deep in the backcourt. That's right into the Chula coming out, and the rebote's in the overhead screen. We're going to a third set coming up in just 2 minutes. Alex and Manny, 6-1.
My.
All right, so there's the answer by the Warriors, setting up another third set. Again, you look at that score, 3-0, the Fireballs lead, and again, now it's 3 of the 4 matches that have gone into a third set, so it's not like they've been blowouts. They've been pretty competitive the entire way. Just those critical points going the Fireball's way, and maybe a little turn of the tide there by the Warriors in set 2. Outside placement, look at that. They're just reaching out with one hand. And if you catch it, great, but it's almost impossible. See that one dropping in? Tough catch there by Alex, and then the second bounce.
Beautifully done.
Cabrera just not going to get up to it. And here we are back with the Fireballs, Urrutia and Cabrera. Cabrera in his 3rd match already. In just our 4th match of the game day. Filling in for Ron today. That came in our last match. Jedin and Cabrera defeated Correa and Julian, and now here Urrutia and Cabrera in the 3rd set against Alex and Manny. If the Warriors win this set, Douglas and Julian will play Lalu and Arantz up next, so a couple fresh bodies coming out for the Fireballs. And if needed, Correa and Bradley will take on Jedin and Cabrera. That's Division 6 doubles. And then after that, if we're tied 3-3, the tiebreaker will be Correa and Bradley against Jedin and Cabrera. That is just a 1-set tiebreaker if we are tied 3-3 at the end of the 6 doubles matches played.
So we need everybody's favorite statistician to come up with, if it winds up there, how many catches and throws Cabrera made during the course of one evening.
We could, the Robote Analytics team could get you that next game day. So by the championship, you'll know.
I have every confidence of that. I mean, we'll see if it goes that way.
We'll count the points for now, but total throws is going to be more interesting, and it's going to be a lot. Get to the third set here. Just about ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our third set. Urrutia and Cabrera serve to Alex and Manny. If the Fireballs win, they will advance to the championship. If the Warriors win, we will move on to match number 5. Urrutia serves, and our third set is underway. Manny just got out of the way, makes the catch. Robote now by Urrutia. Stepped along the inside. Old bullet by Urrutia, stopped on the left side of Manny. Backhand, got off by Urrutia. Big bouncer by Alex, controlled by Cabrera. Floats it up the middle. Now Manny backing up, makes bounce catch on the right side. Low runner, here's Manny, stops it at the 12, backhand. Cabrera had it. Again, tough one along the wall, just falling out. That's a point for Alex and Manny. Again, our third set. Urrutia cuts off the serve, drop shot. Alex is all over it. Drop shot return, will score. 2 points for Alex and Manny to begin set 3.
Really well done by Alex. Got up to the ball beautifully. Again, because throwing at that relative low speed, but again, you know, you have to guess the front quarter's going to run up and catch one of them and try the drop shot, but that drop shot was still in the air halfway through the service box.
Cabrera with the backhand, cut off by Manny, low on the left side. Plays it back. Cabrera gets back at the 12 line. Alex goes up. Ortada. Oh, Cabrera knew exactly where to be. Low runner, caught the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. That's 3 points for Alex and Manny.
There was no question in the judge's mind that he saw the ball make contact on his backhand.
It was a low runner here.
And if it hits the top of the pad, that's done.
Any part is bad. Cabrera sends it high from the right side, but right to Manny. Forehand, crossing the wall. Urrutia makes his Robote save. Now Manny goes up, fine catch. Comes over the top. Urrutia,
beautiful.
What a scoop, high scoop there at the 10 line. Manny right side to the inside. Urrutia digs it out, plays it back, and now Manny waits for it. Urrutia able to switch to the right side, powers it inside. Manny backing up, makes another catch, comes out over the top. High scoop by Urrutia, 2-wall. That's out. Caught the pad either way. 4 in a row for the Warriors.
Yeah, that ball came up off of the pad and then wound up going out.
Urrutia's got the serve, 2-wall. Oh, it's stopped by Alex. The carom is in the pad. Fireball's on the board, first point.
Beautiful catch by Urrutia. Again, Alex isn't going to blast the serve in and try crossing the back wall. Basically just get it around Urrutia and force Cabrera to keep moving up. Taking advantage of the fact that this is his, what, third match?
Third, yes.
With others potentially on the horizon, it's like, yeah.
Good catch by Manny at the 11, floats it high. Cabrera makes the catch. Manny up at the 10. Urrutia goes up, makes a stop, plays it back up the middle. Manny now. Over the top, crossing the wall. Cabrera waits for it, back in the 13. Sends it high. And he reads it, stops it in the air.
Beautiful.
Bird able to drop it between them. Tough for Bote. Alex kind of lays it up. Urrutia attacking. Hard to the inside. Picked up by Manny. Backhand clears the screen. Urrutia, another long rebote. This one firing up the middle. Caught by Manny. Clears some space. Sends it inside. There's Cabrera. Tough scoop. It's dropping. Alex sends it up in the screen. He's cut the lead in half. Now 2 for the Fireballs. Warriors still with 4.
Good effort by Alex to keep that point going, but that ball was dropping.
There's a catch on the inside. Off the serve. Urrutia, a fine stop going up forward in the air. Catch by Manny right along the wall. Powerful backhand. Stopped again. Urrutia from the 9. Sends it inside. Cut off by Manny. Back up the middle. Manny from the 11 line. Keeps it inside. Cabrera not going to let that one cross. Backhand coming up. Drops between the Warriors. Now Alex saves Rebote. High save. Urrutia able to come cross court. Cuts it off. Sends it back to Manny. Cabrera on the inside now from the 11 line. Alex goes flying in. Makes a tough catch. Backhand. There's Urrutia. Forehand crossing high to the inside. Urrutia, left side of Bote save, picked up by Manny. Urrutia again, all alone, saves Bote. Manny on the right side to the inside. Now Cabrera. One crossing the wall. Rebote, saved by Alex, cut off there by Urrutia again, crashing in. Sends it back to Manny. Alex waits for the rebote, turns it inside. It died off the front wall. Urrutia, inside placement. Manny, oh,
Beautiful
what a
catch.
stop. That kicked up. He stayed with it. Urrutia, late call. He saves it. Alex with the scoop. Hard to the inside. Nice scoop by Cabrera now. Here's Manny. Backhand to wall, not enough. Urrutia. Cortada, it's dropping. Manny
Beautiful
runs
catch.
around it. Makes the left-sided catch. That's beautiful. Now Alex floats it up, dropping right in the corner. It's on
Tough
the
one,
wall.
perfect.
It's missed. Perfect throw there, brings him to 5 points. Possible set, possible match point.
That came off the back wall perfectly to the side wall, setting up a near impossible catch. Rebote, rather.
Backhand from the 9. Look at Alex. Comes flying in there. To Cabrera in the middle of the court. And he sends it high and deep. Past both Fireballs. Urrutia looking for it. Saves it inside. Manny crouching down along the wall. Makes the catch. Now Cabrera back at the 11 line. Floats it inside. Here's the rebote. Alex sweeps it off the ground. Urrutia stops it. Manny over the top. Urrutia, tough scoop. He made it up in the front court. Floats it back. Manny now with the right side again. Over the top. On the bounce, Urrutia steps in front of it again. Rote forehand. Oh, right to Urrutia. Inside placement. It's dropping. Manny, what a save. High though. Urrutia with another chance. He sends it inside to score. That extends the match. 3rd point for the Fireballs.
Good throw there by Urrutia. Inside's wide open. Oh, not wide open. I mean, Manny's there, so it's not wide open, but open enough. Great positioning.
Hard serve, crossing.
What a catch.
A stop by Manny. No look catch back in the corner. Rotate forehand there by Alex. Turned inside. High scoop. Cabrera made it. Now Alex comes in at the 8. Backhand to the inside. Stop by Cabrera. Tough catch along the wall. Manny makes a stop. Sends it back. Here's Cabrera now. What a tough catch. That was right on the wall. Backhand. Stop by Alex. Ball tipped by Cabrera. Point, set, and match. Alex and Manny extend the game day, taking it 6-3 in the third and final set. Warriors still alive here. They win their first match of the game day. Hoping to get this into a 3-3 tie. Up next, Douglas and Julin up against Lalu and Arats. Game day score now reflecting that win by the Warriors. And just hanging around as they did in the regular season when they went on their great run and then stormed into the playoffs, into this spot. Still not out of it yet. Douglas and Julin taking on Lalu and Arats up next. Next win for the Fireballs. They will clinch their spot in the playoffs. Warriors looking to extend. Again, Douglas and Julin win this one. We'll go to Division 6 doubles. Correa and Bradley up against Jedden and Cabrera. But before we get to that, we're going to hear from Alex and Manny as they did on Monday night, keeping the Warriors season alive again in a third set. We're going to hear from them right about now. Alex and Manny, congratulations, guys. I know going into a 3-0 hole, not what you wanted to see, but all you can do is go out there and win in a tough match. How confident were you that you were going to get the win, considering you beat them last time out about a month ago?
We know that we are going to win this match. So we talked before the match, and we say that the first set we're going to lose 6-5. So Cabrera get tired. We knew that the other two sets we're going to win, so that's it. Now let's hope that Douglas and Julin play a great match, and let's win.
All right. Like the game plan, Alex. Well played, guys. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty simply stated.
The game plan was not that stealthy.
He said, well, it really worked out there in the end. And let's take a look here. Match number 5. Douglas and Julin. Chance to extend the Warriors season again as they take on Lalu and Arats. Douglas and Julin 3-7 in the regular season. Lalu and Arats 5-5. These two teams split the regular season matchup. Douglas and Julin won the first one back on January 20th, straight sets. And then Lalu and Arats won the rematch back on April 4th, a little bit later in the season, where Lalu had a little more experience and adjustment time on the court. But again, Douglas, Julin, two players, they came back against Gaucheri and Ben in a big game day against the Renegades to keep the Warriors season alive then. So another team that's coming out that played with their backs against the wall, that pretty solid in this spot, and got a lot of confidence if you're the Warriors with this Douglas and Julin team, even in spite of that 3-7 record. Clock winding down here. We're ready to begin match number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 5. And next win for the Fireballs, they will advance to the championship. The score is 3-1 in the game day. Representing the Warriors in our next match, we have the team of Douglas and Julin. And for the Fireballs, it's Lalu and Arats.
Douglas serves. Our match has begun. Here's the backhand by Arats, right to the corner and out to the rebote. Arats now from the 8 line. Douglas at the 8. Douglas, great catch at the side wall. That's a tough play. Aratz now from the 13 line. Robote left side by Lalu. Here's Julin from the 10. Good catch. Cross court by Lalu.
Oh,
difficult catch by Julin. Lalu is there. Midcourt, backhand. Powerfully thrown and caught by Julin. Aratz from the 11 line to the inside. Douglas back at the 10. Backhand. There's the backhand by Aratz to the inside. Fine catch by Julin. He takes it on the bounce, right side. Aratz moves up, takes it in the air. Hard backhand, caught by Julin. Rotate forehand. This ball is caught in the air by Douglas. Drop shot by Douglas. Caught the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. First point of the first set of this match goes to the Fireballs, Lalu and Aratz.
Tendency is to start off with those drop shots early in a match with a cold ball because it doesn't travel as far. A game of inches. Douglas had him there. Lalu wasn't going to get to it, but it just caught a little part of the pad. Any part is bad. And generally, Douglas was way more aggressive at that point than we've ever seen him to begin a match, which I would say is a pretty good sign, but we'll see if he, he's just flipping those backhands inside. I'd like to see him do a little bit more with it if he's going to play inside like that.
Julin from the forehand, hard to the inside and crossing. Aratz, backhand to the inside. Douglas calls for the Robote, plays it up from the forehand. Catch by Aratz. And a drop, midcourt. We're tied up 1-1. Douglas serves.
It's pretty surprising, but Aratz is one of those players where the catch rate does drop to the right side. I mean, up in Division I, he's 98% in his catch rate and goes all the way down into the mid-90s.
Here's backhand by Aratz. Julin turns for the Robote. Aratz from the 13 line, backhand to the inside. Douglas is there. Backhand thrown powerfully from the 7, caught in the air by Aratz. Backhand by Douglas. Robote forehand. This one caught by Douglas at the 8 line. There's the backhand, wall to wall again. Robote forehand. This one caught by Douglas. The drop shot scores. 2 points for Douglas and Julin. Douglas serves.
Yeah, Lalu committing hard to that drop shot. Douglas is a different player in singles compared to doubles. He doesn't throw a lot of costado 2-walls in doubles. That's a little bit harder to score, but in singles, he'll go for it. So Lalu, see if you recognize that, start to shade more inside. Oh, that
ball gets up into the overhead screen, which is out of play. 3 points for Douglas and Julin. Oh, Warriors, Douglas serves.
I'd say for both of these front quarters, let the opposition beat you with a good 2-wall before you dart to the outside every time they wind it up.
Here's the backhand by Aratz to the inside. Robote forehand by Douglas. Lalu, backhand from the 8. Douglas overhead on the left side. Powerful backhand along the wall all the way to score. 4 points for Douglas and Julin of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
Well, it's just a great throw there by Douglas, and he's really stepping up in this match, throwing the ball hard, really engaged throughout and taking a good chunk of the balls.
Here's backhand by Aratz, caught by Julin at the 11. Lalu midcourt, backhand, low and hard, scoop by Julin deep in the backcourt. Aratz from the 11 line. Lalu calls for the Robote, puts it inside. Big bounce brought down by Julin. Lalu now from the 8 line. Aratz calls for the catch, backhand at the 10. Douglas now at the 9. What a catch by Aratz deep in the backcourt.
Oh, my.
Julian was struck with the ball. That's a loss of point. Lalu and Aratz with 2 points. Lalu has the serve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say, if you're not watching the ball, what are you doing? I mean, that's just a mistake that cannot happen. I know Aratz was in front of Julian, but he had to have his eye completely off the ball to get hit by it as it traveled into the backcourt. That can't happen at this match, at this stage.
Big right side by Julian. Aratz looks for the rebote.
Yeah.
The rebote is missed.
And
5 points for Douglas and Julian. Possible set point.
And the fortunate thing here in Jai-Alai is we play 3 sets. So after this first set, you can just forget about it like it never even happened. In other sports, you have a mistake that, team scores, you have to live with that the rest of the game. So see, they can just close it out here, get to the benches, and just figure it out. Again, Douglas is playing fantastic. Julian giving great catching support in the back, too, so
Ball
far.
under serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. The good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand by Aratz to the inside. Julian, fine catch at the 10. Aratz, backhand from the 13. Douglas is there. Beautiful catch by Aratz. There's the backhand. Rebote comes way out. Lalu looking for it, sends it inside. Douglas follows it to the 9. Beautiful catch by Aratz. Douglas now at the 10. Backhand, straight back, and cut off by Aratz. Douglas advances on it. Costello up the middle, taken on the forehand of Aratz. Aratz flips it back. It passes Julian. Rebote for Douglas. Douglas back to the 10 line to make this catch. There's the backhand. Powerfully thrown and caught by Aratz. Julian makes the catch to the 9 line. Here's the backhand. What a catch by Aratz on the side wall. Beautifully played. Julian goes deep. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand straight back. Julian lets it pass. Douglas, forehand rebote right up the middle, caught by Aratz. Catch by Julian on the bounce. Scoop by Lalu. Right to the inside that goes, and that is such a great catch by Julian.
Yes, it is.
Rebote forehand rifled by Lalu, picked up again by Julian. Lalu. Backhand from the 7 to the inside. Rebote coming out. Here's a backhand by Douglas. Aratz is there. Rebote left side by Douglas for the big bounce. Cut off before the first bounce by Lalu. Julian from the 11 line on the forehand. Hard to the inside he goes. Rebote forehand by Lalu to the inside. Douglas has it on the Costello. The 2-all stopped by Lalu. Powerfully returned by Lalu. Stopped by Julian. Carry by Julian does not open up. Aratz has it. Costello to the inside will score. That's a 3rd point for Lalu and Aratz. Lalu has the serve.
Well, I'll say Julian with maybe his best point of the night there, catching in the back, and Lalu getting involved in this match. He makes the stop. This one coming in. Julian catches it. Great discipline here. Doesn't go up for it. Knows that Aratz is back there and lets him finish it from the backcourt.
Beautiful catch by Julian off a hard serve. Aratz at the side wall. That's a tremendous play. Here's Julian. Julian comes hard from the right side. Rebote by Lalu. Caught in the air by Douglas. Douglas powerfully. Lalu calls for the rebote. Rebote to the inside. Here's Julian. Outside placement by Julian. Aratz reads it. Makes the rebote for the big bounce. Douglas stops it. Beautiful catch And a
ducked,
great way to stay safe by Lalu. Karam caught by Lalu, stopped by Lalu. The backhand's in the air, and Julin makes the catch.
Point.
Aratz is there, backhand. Robote, forehand by Douglas. Lalu powerfully wall to wall. Robote coming way out. Douglas is there. Lower and harder on the Robote. Aratz on the Robote. High to pass. He does not. Douglas has it. 2-all. Stop by Lalu. Dropped off the forehand. Point and set to Douglas and Julin. Winning the first set, 6-3. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
Tremendous play by Douglas up in the front. He set the pace, and Fireballs just never quite got comfortable. I mean, it's just awesome to see that level of power. I mean, just how engaged he is every point, every throw. Douglas is in there every time. I mean, never giving this Fireballs team a break. His power's a difference maker. His shots have been great, and he got that. I mean, what do you do? Starting off with a drop shot there, caught Lalu going the other way. Robote to the inside here. Yeah, that's the one that Julin just caught napping a bit. I know Aratz was in front of him, kicked off the wall, but certainly didn't expect that. Fine
Beautiful
scoop there by Lalu. My.
Concentration on Julin's face, stopping that ball. Again, he's making that stop behind him. Not an easy thing to do. It's 2-all. Stopped by Lalu. What a catch by Julin.
You see the reaction there off the next miss. Such a well-played point there. And that's look at Lalu. Just get down to the ground as low as you can.
Magic City. Did not have control of the ball after he got the ball in the cesta. But once you make the catch, you need to settle the ball in the cesta. And look, the harder that it's thrown, the more difficult that is to do. Not all the time, oddly enough. If it's thrown direct in the air and you make the catch either or catch it in the air before it touches another surface, the ball tends to stick, even if the guy's throwing like 160, 180 miles an hour. Sometimes the slow balls will bobble around in the basket. But in that case, ball was coming fast and he just never got control over the ball. 4 seconds to go before we begin our second set. We're ready to begin our second set. Lalu has the serve for the Fireballs.
If you're the Warriors, you just hope it's the same Warriors team that comes out here, meaning you hope Douglas keeps his foot on the gas. We've seen him start off strong and then kind of falls a little bit as the match goes on, so see if they stay that strong, aggressive style.
Here's Aratz on the bounce at the 11 line. Catch by Julin. Julin goes wall to wall. Robote left side by Lalu. Here's Julin from the 10 line. Outside placement. Read by Aratz, stopped by Aratz, and a great save. This ball's up high. Great catch by Douglas. Douglas goes sidearm hard to the inside. Good placement by Lalu. Here's Julin. Beautiful catch by Aratz. Sends it straight back. Robote for Douglas. Lalu has this on the forehand. Cortada does not cross the wall. Julin makes the play. Robote left side to the inside. Here's Julin. Difficult catch at the 11 line. Lalu now from the 8. Swing and a miss, mid-court. First point of the second set goes to Lalu and Aratz of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Wow, that's a rare miss. A swing and a miss for Douglas. You see that more on these long Robotes, but with a player like Douglas, that happens maybe once or twice a season. And Lalu with that Cortada attempt a little bit earlier, what we've advised, you know, harder or cross the side wall, you always got to cross the side wall and sacrifice a little speed.
Julin on the catch. There's a throw right up the middle. Scooped up by Aratz on the left side. Robote forehand. Powerful rebote by Lalu is caught in the backcourt by Julin. Karam by Julin, stopped by Lalu. Lalu, hard throw, stopped by Douglas. Douglas to the inside, Oratz is there. Rebote dropping, saved by Douglas. Lalu, powerful backhand. Here's the right side by Julin to the inside, Rebote. To Lalu. Lalu plays it high, Douglas cuts it off. Costi inside, scoop by Oratz. Rebote forehand saved by Lalu. Douglas lets it pass. Here's Julin. Oratz has got the outside. Now he covers the rebote, puts it right up the middle. Karam stopped by Oratz. Costello by Oratz. Scooped by Julin. Scoop attempt missed. Rebote not there.
Wild point again.
1-1. Douglas serves for the Warriors.
Yeah, Fireball's almost baited Julin into this Karam. Look at Oratz. He gets there, ran around it, and this is such a tough one to scoop up. Look at Julin. That's a beautiful catch. Fine return right at his feet. You see the rebote crosses the wall late.
There's the backhand by Oratz. Rebote forehand, straight back. Oratz catches it low, backhand to the inside. Douglas on the rebote, big bounce to the inside, cut off in the air by Lalu. Douglas on the forehand. Cortada, stopped by Oratz, backhand. Stopped by Julin. Rebote left side, caught in the air by Douglas. Here's the backhand. Backhand again by Julin. Wall to wall from the left side. Lalu looks for the rebote, sends it up, clears the screen, and scores. 2 points for the Fireballs. Lalu and Oratz. Lalu has a serve.
Well, Julin was positioned at the same spot. I mean, he was just stuck there as this rebote was coming in. He didn't make an adjustment. He just tries to step around it, and he catches it closer to his hand, and it pops out of the basket. He was running out of space there. He wanted it on the right side, and he just didn't have anywhere to go. Not a lot of play, not a lot of space anyway.
Here's the forehand by Julin, called for by Oratz. Oratz goes to the inside. Douglas for the rebote. Lalu at the 7 line. Backhand powerfully along the wall. Good catch by Julin. Rebote save. Drops short. Hit the pad. 2 points for Douglas and Julin. We're all tied up 2-2.
Yeah, it's just an uncomfortable save for Lalu. It's so close to the side wall. He can't get any power on it. You just kind of got to flick it up there. Flick and turn, and hope you have enough power. Just dropped in the pad.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the forehand and 7 line. Lalu picks the serve, rifles the Costello. It is stopped by Julin. Beautiful catch. That Karam will score. Excellent play by Julin on that one. 3 points for Douglas and Julin. Douglas serves.
Well, it's Julin's right side. It's been great the last stretch for the Warriors here and getting them to these playoffs. And again, gets the opponent going the other way, throws it hard, and just blasts it by him.
Here's the backhand by Oratz. Julin is there. Oratz again, fine catch at the 13. High backhand. Rebote coming out. Douglas, rebote saved. Catch by Oratz on the bounce, high on the left side. Here's Julin from the 11 line. Lalu calls for it, puts it inside. Bounce at the side wall, stopped by Julin. Rebote left side, kicks to the inside, and Julin's there. Julin goes wall to wall from the left side. Rebote by Lalu. Oratz takes this one on the bounce, flips it back. Douglas at the 9 line, backhand. Powerfully, Rebote coming way out. Forehand rebote rifled by Lalu, caught by Julin. Karam by Julin. will go off the frame of Lalu, Sesta, and score. That is 4 points for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors. Douglas has the serve.
On the last match, Julian was just throwing these caroms just to throw them and trying to get a quick point. Here, it's good strategy. Lalu out of position again. He hasn't responded well, so make him make a tough catch. Couldn't again.
Big right side by Julian. Here's the catch and return by Rotz. To the inside it goes, out to the rebote. Played by Douglas. Douglas passes. Rebote left side to the inside by Lalu, along the wall the whole way. Tough one is saved by Julian. Here's the backhand by Rotz. He passes. Powerful rebote to the feet of Rotz. He almost makes the catch. That is 5 points for Douglas and Julian. They have possible set, possible match point.
Looking for their second win. Would take us to our 6th match.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand. Douglas looking for a bote in the backcourt. Big bounce coming. Lalu midcourt. Douglas reaches behind him, stops it on the 7 line. He sends this one. This rebote's coming all the way to the 3 line. Turned by Lalu, split placement perfectly to score. Lalu and Rotz with 3 points, Douglas and Julian with 5. Still possible match point for the Warriors.
Douglas throws it about as hard as he can, and look at how much speed that ball has as it's coming up to the 3 line, and you're just not expecting him to throw a split placement off the rebote.
Yeah, no,
that's the last place you're expecting that ball to come.
We haven't seen Lalu do that tonight. It was perfectly executed.
So let's see here. Gives the Fireballs another chance, but all the momentum on the Warriors side now.
Douglas takes the serve, rifles it. What a scoop by Rotz. The 2-all stopped by Julian. Julian powerfully from the forehand. Rotz laser-like focus puts it just over Douglas's head. He picks it up on the bounce. 3-wall play. Hits the screen and scores. Point, set, and match for Douglas and Julian. They take it in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3.
Oh, we're moving on to match 6. The Warriors with back-to-back wins. They made it a game day here on our first semifinal in the Winter 25 Battle Court season. All 6 doubles teams will play. Correa and Bradley take on Jet and Cabrera up next.
I'll be back.
Let's take a look at that replay, though, before we depart. Stop here by Douglas. Just phenomenal play with the season on the line. Rotz directing traffic, but it hits in the screen. Match over. Warriors win 3-2. Fireballs lead the game day. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Let's take a look at that game day score here. 3-2. Fireballs still lead, but not a comfortable lead and not as comfortable as it was. Remember, Fireballs won the first 3 matches of this best of 7. Now the Warriors won the next 2. We're going to hear from Douglas and Julian after that big win. Congratulations, guys, keeping the Warriors season alive once again. Douglas, it was your aggressive play in the first set that got things started, but Julian, those caroms from the backcourt in set 2 really changed things up and got you guys back in front. What were you seeing that you decided to throw so many of them there late?
Yeah, I think me and Julian historically have come out kind of slow to begin matches, and we knew in this situation, being down 3 games to 1, we were going to have to come out firing on all cylinders. So we came out aggressive, throwing shots. He told me, if you have it, throw it, and I told him the same thing. So, you know, we got the job done, and see if Craig and Bradley can keep us going here.
Yeah, and I'm just going to ask you expectations for this 6th division team. Correa and Bradley, 5-5 record, one of the better teams for you this season. What are you expecting in this last matchup?
Yeah, same thing. I told Anderson to focus, come out, aggressive, throwing shots when he has it, and Bradley the same thing. Bradley played really good. So did Correa their last match. Unfortunately, come out with the win. And I know that Cabrera is in his 4th match right now, which is tough for anybody. So hopefully we can take advantage of that.
Awesome, guys. Tremendous playing under pressure there. Good luck in this final match and maybe in the last one. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
All right, so match number 6. Up next, Correa and Bradley taking on Jedin and Cabrera in what is the 6th division doubles match. Now, we did see Jedin and Cabrera earlier, but that was because Cabrera was subbing for Ron. This is the same team, but playing at their proper division here. Correa and Bradley just 5-5 in the regular season. Jedin and Cabrera tied for the best record in this division at 9-1. Jedin and Cabrera won both matchups in the regular season in straight sets. They've been maybe the best team for the Fireballs this year with a chance to close out the game day. See if they can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 6. The Fireballs lead the game day 3-2. Representing the Warriors, we have the team of Correa and Bradley. And for the Fireballs, it's Jedin and Cabrera. And again, this is the match that the Fireballs chose as the tiebreaker. So if the Warriors win this match, these two teams will come right back out for a 1-set tiebreaker. But if the Fireballs win it, they advance. There's the serve. We begin with an overserve. First fault, second one coming up. Serve is good. Well, Cabrera just got there on the inside to make the catch. Here's Correa. Backhand. Caught low by Cabrera. Cabrera in the middle of the court. Floats up the backhand. Correa with time runs under it. Backhand to the outside. The ball is tipped. Correa and Bradley first point here.
Anytime you're backing up, whether the ball's coming up the sidewall and you're trying to make the catch, or you're, in that case, running towards the outside, you're moving as the ball's moving. Particularly difficult to make the catch.
Cabrera handles the serve, floats the backhand inside, caught by Bradley. This one high, clearing the screen. Jed moving for the rebote, makes the save. Catch on the left side of Correa. Ooh, the backhand up in the overhead screen. No control, that's out of play. 1-1, we're tied up.
See Bradley running up to Correa. Communication between these two. It's been pretty effective in 2025. Correa usually preferring the more isolative approach, in between points. Sometimes even between sets. Just likes to stay on the court by himself.
Correa tipped the serve. That's an ace, 2-1. Fireballs lead.
Correa's had a good amount of success catching the, and that really just was a slip. He has had tremendous success stopping more serves in Battle Court so far this year than in years past.
Well-placed serve, crossing the wall. Bradley gets in there on the right side, goes back over the top. Cabrera, good concentration to make that catch. Rebote dropping, it's short. 3-1, Fireballs lead.
Cabrera needs to focus on the basics. He's playing his 4th match. So 3 scheduled matches was an issue last year that was corrected by much mathematical calculation with the 6 Battle Court teams in the various divisions to make sure that didn't happen. This is happening, well, by choice, and also because Battle Court rules allow for it, but 4 matches for any player in one night, it's a lot of highlight.
Bradley comes out with the corner with the right side, caught by Cabrera. Backhand 2-all. It's dropping. Scoop. Dropped. 4-1. Fireballs lead.
See, Jedden got his cesta out of the way so Correa could see clearly. Or something like that.
Long Cortadas in the pad. 5 points. Possible set point for Jedden and Cabrera.
Again, Bragley potentially trying to get, because look, he snapped a couple caroms earlier. Jedden to go to the outside and have Cabrera run up and try to stop a drop shot. That's not how it turned out.
That's an underserve just short of the 4-line. Second serve coming up. That's an underserve, double fault. Gives Correa and Bradley a second point.
Jedden can serve as well as anybody on the roster. Again, a lot of it has to, in the serve, especially in doubles, it becomes a mental game depending upon who you're serving against. If you believe the guy that's in the service box is going for your serve, start seeing ghosts out there.
Bradley reaching low. He winds up the forehand, powers it inside. Caught right off the sidewall by Cabrera. Bradley, a little bit screened, makes the catch. Forehand, oh, that opens up. Cabrera runs around it, makes the save. That's too high, up in the overhead screen. That's 3 for Correa and Bradley. Low to the inside. Bradley crouching down, makes another catch. That came right over his shoulder. Robote dug out. There's Correa stepping in front of it. On the right side, sends it high and deep. Calls for Jedden to take it. He does save the Robote. Now Correa in the middle of the court. Forehand. Powerful, but coming out and saved by Cabrera. Bradley calls him off from the outside. High, hard throw, scooped up by Cabrera right in front of him. Bradley running back in the corner, he gets it. Comes out high from the right side. Cabrera again letting it pass, he digs it out. Correa reaching in, stops it on the left side, there's the backhand. Long run for Jedden, he saves it to the outside. That is out of play. 4 points for Correa and Bradley.
There really is no such thing as a safe lead. There really isn't. If you have some capacity for assessing where a player's head's at, then maybe, but other than that, not by the points.
Oh, great stop by Cabrera there. Correa, fine stop overhead. Powerful forehand along the wall, pulled in. Bradley from the 11 line, backhand clears the screen in the middle of the court, secured by Cabrera. Bradley crouches in the corner, comes out on the right side. Jedden looking to cut it off. He makes the stop. Low runner Bradley on the left side. He scoops it up. Backhand again. Jedden stops another one. Sends it a little bit higher inside. Bradley makes the play. Backhand 2-all, not enough. Jedden with time. Elevates this forehand. Correa reaches in, stops it. Jedden now at the forehand, crossing in the corner. Correa on a knee, saves it, but that is out of play. Point and set. Fireballs win it 6-4, 2 minutes. Come back and play set 2.
That became close there at the end as the Warriors, Correa and Bragley, started squeaking back point after point. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. The first of 2 semifinals. Second one coming up this Sunday, 2 p.m. Here's some replays from that first set. Bragley, good duck out of the way. Backhand to the inside is thrown by Cabrera. Again, this is Cabrera's 4th match. Al Robote just died there at the end, and Correa wasn't able to get anything going with it. Backhand 2-all. Correa had the scoop. Ball came out of his cesta. Bradley going for a cortada attempt. That's bold. I mean, that's pretty far back to be throwing that. And in that case, it hit the pad.
Rebote there, sailing off the court. It gives Jednan Cabrera that 6-4 first set victory. I'll tell you what, Warriors have made it a game day here, down 3-0. Alex and Manny came back from dropping the first set. Douglas and Julin with a straight set victory just in the previous match. And now Cray and Bradley here got better as the set progressed. So let's see if they can make it happen here and force another third set. Season on the line again. They've responded as well as you can every time. We'll see if they can do it again. We are ready to begin set number 2. Correa and Bradley serve to Jednan Cabrera. There's a serve. We begin set 2. With a backhand inside, Correa stops it, floats it back. That one beautifully done. It clears the screen. Rebote forehand stopped on the left side. Backhand again, wall to wall. Jednan, Rebote save. Correa steps back. Now he's got it on the right. Powerful throw. Cabrera able to get involved. Low runner. Bradley alone in the corner, and he scoops it up. High backhand takes Cabrera out of it. The Rebote's hooked. Well, he caught the pad. Any part of that pad is bad. Cray and Bradley get the first point of set 2.
They got a Rats back here letting them know that it's okay. You know, don't get too deep inside your head because you missed a Rebote that was coming low to your left side, you know.
Well, that serve stayed low. Cabrera picked it up off the floor. Rebote missed in the backcourt. That's a quick one for the Fireballs. We're tied. 1-1.
Cray's been doing pretty good this season in terms of the forehand Rebote at the side wall. Sneaky guy. He's been in here practicing. Yeah. He's doing some paperwork the other day, and in walked Anderson.
Bradley with the forehand. Looking across the wall, but Cabrera picks it off. Correa, fine catch. Backhand. Right to Jedno in the middle of the court. He sends it right up the middle. Now Bradley winds up the forehand. That's powerfully done and picked off by Cabrera. Bradley again crossing the wall. Cabrera, high scoop. Here's the backhand.
Beautiful
fine
catch
by Bradley there in the corner. Dropping low. Cabrera, what a catch. Low runner now. Tough one. Bradley tipped it. Fireballs lead 2-1.
Tough one's correct. Difference between low runners, if you will. So one hits the front wall low, touches the floor about the 7, and continues to the backcourt. The other one goes all the way from the front wall to about the 10 or 11 line and then drops. Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, serve backs up Bradley, stops it long. Karam, scoop by Jednan from the outside. Soft touch. Oh, Bradley stays with it, makes a play in the middle of the court. Comes over the top. Cabrera all alone in the corner, makes a nice scoop. Bradley high to the inside, 3-wall play. Cabrera saves Rebote. Oh, what a stop by Bradley. Soft touch, slows things down, but Cabrera gets there. Low runner picks it up, and he scoops it up. Karam. Stopped by Jednan again. Cortada by Jednan. That score!
That one worked.
2 bounces ruled. That's 3 points for the Fireballs.
Saw everyone jump on that on that whistle when Bradley wound up afterwards.
That's an underserve. First fault, second serve coming up. Bradley high into the corner. Robote save for Jedden. Plays it up
right
the middle.
Crazy there.
Correa with the reach. High to the inside. Robote coming out. Robote saved by Cabrera. Bradley blasted again. Not a lot on that Robote. Cabrera returns it to wall. It was out.
Rushing the catcher? What was that?
Backhand to the inside, catch by Cabrera. Up the middle, Bradley. Oh, ball tipped. Cabrera moved up. That's 3 points. We're tied.
Yeah, Correa's not going to give anybody time to consult if they want to replay, or he's just going to get that ball bouncing and served.
Not bad strategy.
It's not a bad strategy. It really is not a bad strategy. It's usually when you see a Cinta come flying off, but.
That's an underserve. First fault, second serve coming up. Yeah, I think that 2-all was a little closer than the Fireballs may have thought, but you might want to save it for the tiebreaker. But oh my, double fault.
Oh, wow.
That is an underserve and 4 points for the Fireballs.
Yeah, I think we're both surprised because if Correa does one thing actually pretty well, he's one of the guys in his group that has that ace in doubles that crosses the side wall.
Best serves.
And just,
wow,
that didn't happen there.
What a stop by Bradley there. That serve was dropping right on the wall. Jedden comes up the middle. Bradley now from the 10. Powerful right side, takes Cabrera out of it. Jedden, nice Robote save. Bradley, hand on the wall. Powerful right side again. Cabrera steps up, brings it in. Correa from the 9, floats one inside. Catch by Cabrera again. Powerful backhand on the wall.
Oh, what a catch by Bradley.
Catch again there by Bradley. This one's coming out. Robote dug out by Correa. Jedden moving up. He's not going to get there. Cabrera has his backup. He fires it wall to wall. Correa again. Hook this Robote in play. Cabrera works around him. Sends the right side back. That's caught by Bradley. Cabrera now slows things down. Crosses the wall. Kicked up. Bradley stays with it again. Forehand. Cleared the screen. Right back to Cabrera. Low runner inside. That's on the wall. It scores. 5 points. Possible set. Possible match point. And look at that one. Just sneaking by inside.
Tremendous effort by both Warriors on that one.
Powerful serve coming in. Bradley's got it. Forehand. Here's the Robote. Jedden diving save. Oh, it takes Bradley to the outside. He makes the catch. Jedden ducks. Cabrera brings it in. Correa winds it up from the 8 line. Powerful throw. Here's the Robote. It's not saved.
It's fortunate that he didn't make that actually.
Extends the match here. 4 points for the Warriors.
Yeah, no, he got a little desperate there at the end, and basically that was going to be an underhand while he was looking at the back wall, and that can get dangerous very, very, very quickly.
Hard serve brought in by Cabrera, backhand to the inside. There's Correa. Cabrera with the stop from the 10 line. Backhand, it's dropping, caught by Bradley. Bradley from the 10, right over Cabrera's shoulder. Robote opening, it's in the pad. Here we are at 5-5. Chance for the Fireballs to advance to the championship. This is set point for the Warriors. That's an overserve, first fault, second serve coming up. Gotta get this one in.
What a catch, but he can't hold on.
We got a third set coming up. Correa and Bradley win it 6-5.
My goodness.
What a powerful serve coming in there. And how about that, acing Cabrera late. That was a perfect serve coming in hard, right on the wall. And here we are, a third set.
You know, I'm getting, by history, you know, I get a lot of, I really don't. No one really gives me a hard time about anything, to be honest with you. But the truth of the matter is that my lack of knowledge of other sports, or my lack of interest in other sports, really doesn't come out. But waiting for the Cabrera come into this next set, I'm thinking of Ali. I'm thinking of Foreman. I'm thinking of these fights going into rounds where you're just looking at it and you're going, my God. I mean, it doesn't look like look like the guy's conscious, but he's out there still swinging, and then they wind up winning. Now, these are I'm not getting any type of baseball, no soccer, football, none of that stuff. I'm getting a boxing feeling.
I agree with you, Stu. Throw for throw, they've been going all night. Cabrera played 84 points heading into this final match, and he's played an additional 21 so far. Just one shy of the maximum in the third match, and 3 of the 4 matches.
Wow.
Went to a third set, is that right? Or all 4 of them?
I actually have it written down.
I believe all 4.
I've been keeping track. I don't do stats, as you know, but okay, so the
with
first
Cabrera.
one was third set with Cabrera. And then the second one was 3 sets with Jedden.
Third one was 3 sets, so yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
The third one was 3 sets. Yeah.
That's amazing. And what's at stake here? Well, spot on the championship on the line for the Fireballs. And how about this, Stu? You know, when I saw the schedule come out, I said, if the Warriors are down 3-2 and they win this match, these two teams come right back out there. It was chosen by the Fireballs.
I heard that.
That's going to be interesting. Playing with a lot of confidence. I mean, they were down 5-3. Fireballs, you know, they were energized, you know, but yeah, still need to close out those last couple points, and they weren't able to get to 6. So here we are, third set of our 6th match. If the Warriors win this set, we will go to a tiebreaker. If the Fireballs win it, we're done, and they're going to the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, third set is about ready to begin. Fireballs win, they will advance to the championship. If the Warriors win, we will go to a sudden death tie-breaking set. There's a serve. We begin with an ace. Perfect serve there by Jedden. Fireballs quickly on the board.
Jedden's capable of doing it. That's why the double fault earlier surprised me. Just got to concentrate.
The entire way. That's an overserve. First fault. Second serve coming up.
Yeah, that second one went by Correa easily on the inside, but kicked up off the front wall. And he knows that Correa is looking to take his serve.
Bradley winds it up and sends it deep. Robote for Jedden. He makes the save inside. Bradley in position, fires it from the 13. It's coming in low. Scoop missed. Correa and Bradley tie at 1-1.
Cabrera hitting himself in the head. He's got nothing to hit himself in the head for. I mean, Bradley placed that perfectly at his feet.
Hard serve, here's Cabrera. Low to the inside, what a stop by Correa, floats it back. And Jedden comes all the way back to make the stop. Bradley waiting for it at the 12 line, low to the inside, backing up. Cabrera scooped it up. That's a low runner, coming in low. Bradley not gonna get there. Trying to climb the wall, but that's 2 for the Fireballs.
Beautiful throw, low runner to the inside. And Bradley's been getting these, but that one reached a little too far in front of him.
Bradley keeps this high to the inside. Cabrera runs under it. Big backhand follows. Correa alone for the rebote. That's going to be in play. Jedden stops it. Kind of floating along the wall.
Nothing fancy. Good.
Passing with the left side. Rebote again, just laid up by Correa. Cabrera gets up there. Backhand. Pass, Bradley, long run. Correa stops this one. Turns it outside. Cabrera rather. Forehand. A catch by Bradley. Comes out over the top. High scoop. Cabrera's got it. Back inside. Now Bradley with the catch. Fires it wall to wall. Rebote forehand coming in. Bradley hand on the wall. Makes the stop. Long carom is in. And it scores. 2-2. Tied up.
Bradley has so come into his own here in 2025. Sidearm carom that opens up. Thrown from the 9 line on the inside with one hand on the wall. All right, I'm impressed. I think.
Here's a catch on the inside by Cabrera. Low runner. Correa stops it again. Backhand caught the corner. Cabrera's backhand crossing the wall. My, what a catch. How'd he come out of the corner with it? Cabrera, low runner. That's on the wall. Bradley again makes a great stop. Rebote, 2-wall. It's in. Correa stops it, backing up. Forehand. It's a cortada. That'll score.
Wow. Wow.
The Warriors lead 3-2.
Wow. All right. No question there was no pad involvement because the front court judge was standing right there.
No, I think it was just a perfect cortada.
Correa sets.
Here's the catch.
And look at this. And that's a long way away from that pad to throw it just over it.
Oh, tough serve. Cabrera to the inside. Tip ball. 3-3, back and forth here in the third set.
Point by point in the third set. We've had a couple of these this season. I know, because it corresponds with my picking up of specific medications at the pharmacy the next day.
You get the pre-order in yet?
I wasn't expecting to, but I have to call in.
Hard serve, what a stop by Bradley. That's right on the wall. Cabrera takes it outside, low runner. Bradley set up for it, he scoops it up. That goes high and deep, pulled in by Cabrera, backhand. Opens up, Bradley stays with it on the outside. Oh, that dive and scores. 4 points, Warriors lead. Stop by Cabrera on the inside, floats it up. Bradley winds it up, powerful throw, high to the inside, past Cabrera, Jedden backpedaling, he saves it. Bradley up at the 10, hard backhand to the outside, Jedden looking for it again. Rebote turn, that's a good one, edge dropping. Bradley with the Rebote save.
Beautiful control.
Now Cabrera outside, that's a low runner, Bradley all alone, he stops it again. Long carom, missed by Jedden. 5-3, Warriors lead, possible match point. Look at the catch there by Bradley. I mean, how does he do it? And then Jedden, oh, missed ball.
What a catch.
What a fine stop there by Cabrera. Backhand in the corner. Rabote, forehand is in play. Jedden's on it, makes the stop, floats it back, and it clears the screen. Correa lays it up. Oh, that's on the wall, backing him up. He makes the catch.
It's a great throw by Correa, great catch by Cabrera.
That one kicking up in the corner, Bradley. Hard to the inside, Cabrera, foot on the wall. He comes down with it. Now Correa, good stop at the 10 line, floats it up, back to Cabrera. Low runner inside, look at Correa coming cross court. Jedden now with a chance, backhand. Right to Bradley. Bradley sends it high and deep. Ball narrowly missed Cabrera. Jedden with a tough Rabote. It's dropping in the corner now. Correa, he lays it up. Jedden, left side. Drop shot. Dropped in to score.
Well, thank goodness for all of us back here that hit the wall, because it starts getting a little warm when these balls.
Oh, my.
My goodness. Especially with these two. Look, Correa and Jedden are good friends, and they have been since 2018. They both started playing Highline in 2018, so.
Serve comes up the middle. Bradley on the right side, elevates it. Cabrera able to make the stop. Bradley from the outside, forehand, high and hard, cut off by Cabrera. Here's the backhand, dropping in the corner.
Dropped.
It was juggled.
Yeah.
Juggling the call. That brings it to 5-5, so the Fireballs win it. They're going to the finals. If the Warriors win it, we will go to a sudden death tiebreaker.
I allow myself once a year to make a missed call. So we all saw that come out right there like that before we heard the whistle buzz.
Yeah. Like it's just a matter of, is it gonna blow? There's a fine serve. Bradley, he's got it on the right side, forehand, lobs it up. Cabrera runs under it. Catch in the corner by Bradley. Half carom doesn't open. Cabrera runs around it. Low running return in the corner. Bradley brings it in. Catch by Cabrera from the 9 line, backhand. Bradley's got it again. Tough Rabote save off his footing. Cabrera steps in front of it. Fake the outside. Put it right back to Cabrera. Backhand 2 wall. Bradley got out there. Forehand, low and hard. That's
what a scoot!
Now Correa floats it up. Cabrera to the inside, backhand 2 wall. Not enough. Correa up the middle. Past the Fireballs. Rabote.
He made the
is
save.
In play.
Forward through it.
Jedden got a chance at the Rabote. Correa outside placement. Jedden all alone. He makes the stop. Forehand. Looking to end it. It's caught by Bradley.
What a catch.
By Cabrera off the wall. Low runner inside. Scooped up by Bradley again. Backhand. Clears the screen. Jedden looking for it. Saves it inside. Bradley just did get there. Cabrera runs around it. Saves the Rabote. Bradley now. Karam. Stop by Jedden. Now Bradley from the 9. The backhand is in. Jedden, Rabote. That will score!
Oh my God, what a finish.
What a way to end it. The Fireballs, they're going to the finals.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, I'm safely back here, but you're about to go on the court. I wish you all the luck and health in the world, Andrew. Yes. And there you see, the first semifinal is finished for winner Battle Court 2025. Fireballs take it to the end. No playoff needed, but still take it to the very last point. Andrew's Andrew's parents are so concerned about him, they walked out. Actually, no, sorry, they're Battle Court owners. All right. Cabrera's seems to be, I think he's being resuscitated at the moment. You may have to wait a minute.
Bring them in together, guys. The fireball's over here. We're going to have a quick word with Jedden and Cabrera here. What a match for him. Cabrera, as we said. Cabrera, come on in here. We didn't get the exact number. We were trying to calculate it. Let's go through it in my head quickly. I believe 115 points played today. You hear it? What does that sound like to you?
Sounds like my lungs need a break.
Well, you're going to get a much-deserved break. Jedden, those final points. You guys found yourself down in the third set, and you guys were the tiebreaker match. What's going through your mind? And then talk about the clutch play in the end, because there were a couple difficult catches there.
Yeah, I told Cabrera if we're going to win the last set, but they got to beat us twice going into the, and I was confident we was going to win. This motherfucker here, man, played a lot of points. So I told him, like, I'm going to do my best to get those revoltes. So I just had to show up and make some difficult catches and give him a break. So it just feels good to go back to the fucking championship, man.
Awesome, Cabrera. You got a lot of time to rest. Next Friday night, you'll be in this spot. Congratulations, guys. Awesome game day. We're going to be back on Sunday night, folks. Sunday night, folks. We'll let the Fireball celebrate and step out of the way. We'll be back with the Devils and Renegades, 2 p.m. for our other semifinal. We'll see you back here on Sunday, Devils and Renegades. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, Andrew.
Do you have any serving rituals?
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Today we're comparing the tennis ball to the highlight ball.
Just like that effortless look, but it's really a lot of effort.
5 facts about Battle Court Jai-Alai you didn't know.
The ball averages a speed of 150 miles an hour, and the world record is 190 miles an hour.
Hi, my name is Anderson, and I cracked this glass.
I love y'all, boys!
Did you now?